Good afternoon, and welcome to Disasters in Danger. This is Random Encounters Productions. I am Cody Stone, head GM, and this is our D&D 5e West Marches style campaign. I believe we're up to episode 4.
Yeah.
So we upload them on YouTube, and you can find them right here on Twitch. So be sure to check them out. Mm-hmm. We'll dive into the adventure in just a moment, but let's quickly go around the table and introduce who the players are today, starting with you.
I'm Christine.
Caitlin.
Allison.
Dana.
Lauren. Other Caitlin.
Wonderful. And before we jump in, we do have a couple of announcements.
We do! The Wizard of You be so kind as to hold up our glorious show shirts that we have. Those are by Noble Dwarf Printing, and they are a fantastic company who does printing for LARPing and physical props for your role-playing. They work on canvas or parchment or cloth, as you can see. And we are actually doing a giveaway in the chat tonight, where if you use the hashtag Noble Dwarf, we're going to pick at the break we're going to randomly select a winner to get a free t-shirt of their own. But don't you worry if you don't get picked tonight, because we're doing a similar giveaway on our Patreon. Once we hit 50 patrons, those first 50 are going to get entered in a giveaway to win one of these shirts as well. The only difference over there is you get into it the amount you get out of it, the amount you put in. So if you're a $1 patron, you're going to get entered once. If you're a $20 patron, you're going to get entered 20 times. Tonight, all you have to do is be active in the chat and use that hashtag Noble Dwarf, and we're going to pick one of those on the break and then get your information. Really nice. Speaking of Patreon, we have one. Please go find us at patreon.com/Random Encounter Productions. We put out a lot of great side content there. You'll get access to our Discord servers and character sketches done by the two lovely ladies over there who are both some of our artists. Dana, who is our lead artist, if you check on our Instagram, she's got our character portraits up for tonight. And Allison, who does some beautiful work and is going to be doing some of those logo posters for us a little bit later. So really, go check us out on Patreon. It's a good time.
We also wanted to thank the Stream It Forward community, who now has a Twitter at Stream It Forward. And anything else?
Dana, you want to talk about subscriptions?
Our Amazon Prime subscription.
What?
You mean those?
I do mean those.
Well, let me tell you all about it. So, did you know that if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you already have a Twitch Prime subscription?
Say what?
I know! Blasphemy! What that means is that you can log on to Twitch. Maybe not blasphemy.
That got intense, okay?
Witchcraft? I don't know. It's all good. We encourage the witchcraft and blasphemy here.
Opposite of blasphemy. A boon! It's a
boon!
boon!
It's a boon! Yes! So what that means is that you can log into Twitch, make yourself an account if you don't have one already, and you can connect that to your Amazon Prime account, and you get to subscribe to one Twitch channel each month. So you can subscribe to us, you can support, our other streamers, things like that. Thing is, you do have to resubscribe each month, and it is completely free to you guys. So get on there, do it up, follow us so that way you can get all of our awesome exclusive content and everything, and we'd love to have you join the fam.
Yeah.
All right.
Good, excellent.
Any other bits of business today?
I don't believe so. I think we're good.
Well, I heard it was somebody's first game.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I forgot! It is!
It's my first game.
Yay!
So
Ever, though.
Ever.
Right? Like,
Yeah, she's
okay.
definitely ever.
Like, this is
I
my
didn't
first
know
game
it was like
ever.
ever. It's her first game ever.
Right.
I'm excited.
She watched us play
Bear
once.
with
And
not first game with us.
Right.
Not first game on stream.
Like ever.
Like ever.
Wow.
So.
Bless.
Hell yes.
Bless.
I'm ready to have some fun.
Yeah. Send her some love in the chat, you guys, and inspiration. She may need it. I feel so short sitting next to you. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Yeah, you're...
The chair
yeah,
doesn't raise anymore.
We can
Come down to our levels.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you tried to sit up, but the chair sank
chair
down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done for pointing that
Bring
out.
it down.
I'm just going to
really
come back
good.
after break and I'm going to be on a child seat,
a booster
Get
seat.
you
There
a
we go.
booster.
a
All
booster
right.
seat.
Wonderful. Well, let's dive in. So, this is Disasters in Danger. It is Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game. It is a West Marches style game, so that means that the heroes you see today are part of an organization, but they are not always here at the table with us. We have approximately 15 players, so the cast does rotate, and we'll let you guys know who is playing. Our adventure is set in the Arcadian Straits, the southern region of the empire of the continent of Rotem. It's the Albrechtian Empire, a 1400-year-old society that once spread across the entire continent, and after a period of decline has recently begun to reassert itself in a variety of regions, the Arcadian Straits being one of them. A region known for its rich trade as it borders two other continents. A region known for its great cultural significance, for the thin barriers that it has between the prime material plane and the outer planes, as well as the closer planes, the elemental planes. It is a region filled with magic and lost history that has recently begun to be resettled. After the efforts of a guild of civilians known as Hauser Regulars had put to rest a number of the dangers in the region, the Empire stepped in, instilling an imperial governor some 6 years ago. And in those 6 years, much of the efforts that have been made by those original pioneers have been undone. Many of the locals chafe at the Empire's way of conducting business, and the Empire's influence continues to grow. Our heroes are revolutionaries, members of the Free Arcadian Coalition of Knights, who are based currently out of the pirate island of Drim Trosavar, a island with a city of freedom in its spirit that has been blockaded by shipwrecks and is where the pirate kings and admirals hold their personal and private courts. They are travelers from near and far who have known the dangers of the Empire and have set about to repel them from the Arcadian Straits, as the wealth that this region holds would surely fund the Empire's expansion throughout the continent, perhaps the world. You all begin many days, like so many days, in the Iron Six, the shooting gallery / bar that serves as a front for the Free Arcadian Coalition of Knights. It is a humble place off the main drag. Not many tables or chairs, about half dozen. There is a bar of decent size. The prime draw is the lineup of 6 shooting pens with a variety of targets that pop up and mechanically twist or turn. There is a running bet with the marksman master that is a gold dragonborn known as Akan. He has the long sort of Fu Manchu spindly tendrils and wears garish leather armors that are embellished with all sorts of gold and brass writings, and he wears his rifles on his back, his pistols on his hips, and he is quite the showman in all ways. You all are gathering up later in the afternoon than what you normally would, as some of you have returned from recent journeys. I believe that brings you guys back.
3 of us?
3 of you.
3 of us.
Yes. You all were on the same journey, actually.
Yes.
What date do you return?
It was the 6th of Champions.
6th of Champions. So that is the second month of summer.
Yes.
Who of my other players here, Yvonne, when was your last adventure?
Oh goodness, it was the first night. It was
So the third
right at the early of
Apex?
yeah. So I've had a lot of downtime.
So yeah, so you have 33 days of downtime. The other 2 characters, after we go through Yvonne, we will see what you guys did over the course of the month. in Ruby. Where did you
I
just
was
go?
so we
You were
went
just
to
journeying.
look for the Arcadian treasure, and I think we got back on the same day.
Yes, Havoc's luck.
Yes.
Great. So you have no downtime. You all traveled. Yvonne has downtime, and we will meet your character in just a moment. So, Yvonne,
Yes.
we left you on the 3rd of Apex.
Yes.
So it's been a month and 3 days later, so 33 days.
Goodness.
We'll break that into 4 weeks. Give you
Excellent.
some weekends.
Cool.
Using the Xanathar's Guide for downtime.
For downtime.
Yeah, what sort of things do you want to get up to while you're here in Trim Trosavar?
Per my upbringing, some investigative carousing. Trying to learn.
Investigative carousing.
Yes,
Ooh, I
dead
like
serious.
that.
wow.
Hashtag investigative carousing.
Starting
It's on my business
strong.
card. I would like to, or no, in the other campaign I called it stridering. You know, when he's sitting quietly in the bar and picking up secrets and just being there as a
Sure.
ranger. So I'd like to stride her, but since she's a much more charismatic and charming person than her mother was, she doesn't do it quite as subtly. She's really just doing the buying drinks and getting information out of people and flirting with people and having a good time and playing darts, but along the way making notes of people's interests and who people are and who might come in handy someday and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pull out my character sheet. There it is.
Yes, your character sheet
I
will
have
be
it.
important for this.
Yes. Oh, it's so pretty. I'll post pictures of it later, guys. But if you haven't used the rnw.net, it's this beautiful, fillable, like hand-drawn character sheet. They might be doing a partnership with us later, so we're actually getting them to make our specialty steampunk character sheets for us. Yeah, they're awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, so we can actually have those
Yes, I need
sheets.
a
that are
steampunk
for-
character sheet,
Yes,
please.
they're right. They're fantastic. We got to
That's
go through the
awesome.
commissions, but like they're wonderful. RNW, is that how we say it? Yeah, RNW, R-N-. I'll post the website in the chat. Carry on.
Okay.
Investigative carousing is in there, I'm assuming.
So I will say that given the pirate nature
Good.
of the island,
Mm-hmm.
I will say there are 3 levels of carousing. So you have the low class level, you have the middle class level, and you have the upper class level. There is a very limited upper class in Drim Trosavar,
I figured.
but they are essentially the pirate admirals.
Good.
If we were talking in Caribbean pirate terms, they'd be the people with the pieces of 9.
Oh, excellent. So I'd like to start at the bottom then
Okay.
and work my way up to that throughout the month.
Okay.
Because hopefully by then, the time I get to the top, I'll know a little more information and I can maybe have some advantage on those. Also, noble feature is people are inclined to think the best of me, and I have the right to. People assume I have the right to be wherever I want to be. Common folk and merchants make every effort to accommodate you, and other people of high birth treat you as a member of the same social sphere. That is
Okay.
my noble option.
Which in a
Feature.
place of
No,
society would be
but
really
it would be a
helpful.
thing. But like, my point is, no one's just gonna automatically kick me out of these bars. I'm assuming. I'm hoping.
Most likely not.
I'll
but,
be careful, but I'm hoping.
But what you have figured
Mhm.
is that due to your history and where your title and landed gentry is positioned,
Mhm.
which is essentially in the heart of
Mhm.
the imperial presence here in the Arcadian Straits, and it's not out of recent memory
Mhm.
that those lands and titles were held by very different people,
That's true.
and a number of them were pirates in their own rights. So
Aaron was, was not though.
Aaron was not.
He was not. He was just kind of innocuous and out of the way.
Right.
So, like, I'm hoping that maybe.
That seems
Was
like a real sticky distinction for pirates to make.
Damn it! Okay, fine. I won't be. I won't be stupid. It's fine. I just would
Okay.
like to. I was letting you know. I was letting you know in case it became a thing.
Okay.
I was letting you know in case that became an issue that
Right.
that was a feature that I have.
It is. It
That's
is a
all.
feature that you have,
Like-
and there's the potential for that to come up. So
or
we will,
to kill me later,
or to kill you later.
as usual.
Those are my
show
favorite kind of
itself
features.
sometime.
Those are the best kind of features. All right, let's carouse.
Yeah, let's do some carousing.
Investigate.
I will take a persuasion check.
Good. That's not the best, but it's fine.
You're starting at the lowest level?
Yes.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Yeah. Working from the lowest level, you end up making contacts with a Court,
Oh.
is the young man's name.
Court, C-O-R-T?
C-O-R-T.
Okay. Court.
Yeah, he was born here on Drim Trosavar. He is a Strader by birth and for life.
Okay.
He doesn't work on a ship yet. That is his goal, is to make a pirate company on one of the ships. However, he does do carpentry work around the city, and he has been a diver carpenter for the Shipwreck Barricade.
Nice. Oh, how old is he?
He is mid-20s, 25.
Oh, good.
Um,
I rolled so many lovers.
Yes.
It is now a part of me that she's just a heartbreaker and likes the boy or the girl. She likes them.
People.
She likes.
So yeah. How does he look?
She's like, girls.
he's
Like her
he's
parents.
not the best looking guy, but he's not ugly.
That's fine. I
Yeah.
can work with that.
He is however, he gets seasick very easily.
Oh no. That's gonna be bad for
What
him.
a fatal flaw!
That's so hard. My heart goes out to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's fine
Oh,
like
boy.
when he's swimming. He's great as diving.
But it's
But even just like taking the rowboat out to the shipwreck
Oh, no.
makes him
But he wants to be a pirate.
Yeah,
Oh.
he wants to be a pirate.
I make a mental note to
You and-
find
you and
something,
this guy
some
would
cure for that
never
later.
seasick.
Gets seasick. Oh, bless him.
Well,
Okay,
manifest
I
it.
adore him. I'm gonna go back and find him later. But that's week 1. I spent a lot of time chatting with Court.
That is week 1. That is 10 gold pieces.
Great, I'll mark that off. So 10 pieces. Okay. Next week, go to the middle class.
Yeah, I'm gonna say in a month you're gonna have to change classes every week.
That's what I was gonna
Otherwise,
yeah.
you start to.
I was
run
planning
into
on
the
doing
same
that anyway.
people.
I was gonna move my way up.
Yep.
This is 3 weeks in general, so that's way better. So that's a 14 plus a bunch of things. 14 plus 18 charisma plus proficiency plus so 21.
21. Wait. It should be plus 6.
I have the stone block.
All right.
I remembered.
You do. You did.
So it's plus 7.
That is plus 7. Yeah, you do end up making some contacts for the week.
Okay.
Let's see. There is Sunat.
Sunat. Okay.
He is the first mate on the Danger Soul.
Ooh. Is that a ship we have come across yet?
It is not.
Oh, I'm excited. How does he look?
Older gentleman,
Don't say old.
experienced.
Experienced. Oh, good.
That's always a plus.
Somewhere my mother is yelling in my head.
It is a it's a larger seafaring vessel, the Dangerous Soul. It makes port, or not really port, but he hails
Makes birth.
from that's upriver.
Okay,
So
yeah.
this vessel never makes it upriver. Downriver, South River, the river.
It never makes it.
He doesn't go
River.
that way on the river.
Yeah, he
Other
is
way.
he is from the city to the south, Jalen Ursai.
Spell, please.
Jhalean.
J A.
Okay.
What? Sorry.
Jhalean.
H-A. Okay.
Ursai. Irsei.
Cool. Excellent. Hails from Jalen Ursai.
Mhm.
All right. Cool. What are his hopes and dreams and wishes and ambitions?
Yeah, then he's first mate. He's
Good.
happy
He's
in his
all right then.
position.
Good. Excellent. Does he want a seasick assistant by chance? Very good with the woodwork.
No. He has no desire to spend any amount of time on a ship with somebody who gets
Here's court.
seasick.
Here's my question.
Goes up.
Here's my question. If I first pitch him as this really great carpenter, and then later add in the seasick, at what point does he say no? Is it mentioning the seasickness, or is he just not in the market for a good lumber?
Danger Soul already has carpenters.
All right, good.
They don't really feel the need for it.
Good. Excellent. Next. Is that the only contact that week?
You also make contact with the quartermaster.
Quartermaster.
Trump name is done.
Yes.
Is it done, the quartermaster?
No, that's
D-U-N-N? Okay.
It is Torst Get.
T-O-R-S-T?
Yep.
Get?
Yep. G-E-T.
Yeah.
T.
All right. Cool. Torst to Get. What's his story?
Torst Get. He is a dwarven. He is young for his position. He's actually moved up the ranks pretty quickly. Looks like the human equivalent of 30. So
Okay.
translate that into dwarf. However you
Someone do the
think
math
that
for us.
might be. He is the quartermaster on the Rubbing Shoal.
Okay.
All of these so far that you've met have been independent pirate vessels. They're not part of the coalition,
Okay.
nor are they part of the pirate council,
Okay.
as it were. This one does a bit more business out to the east.
Okay.
But he's a little tight-lipped. He likes you as a friend. He might give you guys a ride somewhere.
Great.
But that's about it for him.
Okay.
And then what's the last sort of friend you want to make? I'll give you a choice on this one.
Do I have options?
I
I would like to make a no. That I would like to, if I possibly can, because I know there's already got to be people in this city who are spy-like and rogue-like. I'd
Mhm.
like to make another rogue friend.
Another rogue friend?
Yes, as a contact, like a criminal contact.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. There is Eldin.
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 O-I-N. Okay.
Sven.
Oh, that's more than one. Or is that his last name?
His last name. Eldin Sven.
Sven or Svin?
Svin.
Cool. Eldin
He
Svin.
doesn't believe in E's.
He
Except
does.
for in the beginning of his name.
It's only in the beginning.
It's
a naming
just
convention.
that one.
Everyone's names start with E's, but there's no E's in the rest of their name.
It's a gained prejudice kind of thing as it goes on.
E's are only to be capitalized. That's it.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah. Or maybe
Capital
phrases them.
E's.
Who's to say? Capital
Eldin stopped off in Trim Trosvar to hawk some goods.
Okay.
He's pretty tight-lipped about where they came from and where they're going. But you do get the sense that he knows his way around locks,
Okay.
arcane, and mundane.
Cool. And he would be open to possibly trading services at some point.
Yeah, you get the feeling he's a bit of a coward.
Okay. So I'd like to let him know that I would be interested in offering my services and the other way around then, of if there's something that maybe is a little heavily guarded for him and he
Sure.
might need some backup
Okay.
to come find me and my friends. But it would have to be worth our while.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. Awesome.
All right.
All right.
2 weeks down.
To 10 gold for that one as well?
50.
50. Okay. I know my fourth week is going to be gambling. To get this back. And high class, please. For that final week.
Roll
that
it.
third week, yeah.
Persuasion.
Let's see how you do. I don't know what the score is. It's fine. Still persuasion, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, we already know it's +7, so 14. I don't do as well.
You don't do as well.
Don't do as well.
You make contact with Ozrith.
Ozarith. Ozarith.
Yep. Asrith.
A-S...
Ozarith.
Ozarith? Okay.
Half elven gentleman, mid-30s. He is the cook
That's fun.
on one of the pirate captain's vessels. You also get the feeling that he's not a very good cook, and not long for that vessel.
Good. Can I?
Quite the cast.
That's
of
fine.
characters.
I'm. That's fine. Where was he hired for this ship? Is he from Drim Savar?
He is. Very few people are actually from Drim Savar.
Okay.
He is out of the. He got picked up in the Southern Isles.
Okay.
Although he himself is not from the Southern Isles.
But that's where they got him.
Yeah, that's where they picked him up from.
Okay.
That would be the Seven of Threes. Is the name of the vessel.
Okay. Good. Excellent. Cool. He my only guy that week.
That's it.
All right. Cool. How much is that?
250 gold.
Whoa. Okay. That's basically almost everything that I got from our first adventure there.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth week, then I'm gonna go to Jeremy and see if he has any paying chores and errands for me to run, and I'm just gonna, or if I can work at the bar. Can I work at the Iron Six and like Foracon and
Sure.
Yeah.
You absolutely can. Give me a. I'll give you a charisma plus proficiency check.
Natural 20.
Woohoo!
All right.
Good girl. Okay.
Slinging drinks like a
Just that is my
motherfucker.
calling, apparently. I'm running the Snuggly Duckling. I'm juggling and people are singing, and it's wonderful.
You you make 32 gold pieces.
Okay, that's fine. All right, I can do that.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic.
There you go.
Thank you. I've got to do all this math at some point. Plus what? How? Sorry, 32 gold.
32.
All right, cool. I am done.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Oh, should I describe myself? Or are we
Please.
introducing? Hello, I am Yvonne. Evon. She is she looks about 19, 20 in human years, but it's hard to tell because half-elves still age a little bit different. Don't they? Then it's not hard to tell she's about 19 or 20. My bad. And she is got curly, bright red hair that's up in this kind of elegant updo, but with strands kind of falling out. She has these little silver flowers tucked into her hair at all times, and she's wearing usually like leathers or leather-studded armor in shades of. They're not black or gray. They're shades of like deep blues and deep purples, and occasionally like a rich like these curtains gray if she needs to have a darker print, but nothing black, nothing drab. They look a little fancier than normal studded leather armor. And she is a very pale skin, freckled, and very short. She's like 5'2", and bright blue eyes, and she's very flirty with everyone, as evidenced by the fact that I kept asking how everyone looked. That's all.
Wonderful. So, the latest recruit to the Free Arcadian Coalition of Knights is
Obsidia.
Obsidia. What does Obsidia look like?
Well, she is a draconic drow. She has lavender skin, which is a little bit lighter than usual, so people tend to notice that about her right away, because it's not the norm. She has this long, flowing black hair with flecks of magenta in it, tied up with a magenta ribbon. She stands very tall and statuesque. She's in her early 200s, but you wouldn't really be able to tell by looking at her. She looks pretty young for her age. You get the vibe that she's lived life, if you will. So she's been through it,
Excellent.
which makes her not trust people as much. So it's that distanced demeanor from people. So that's Obsidia.
Wonderful. So, the leaders of the coalition are Jeremy, a sandy-haired young man about late 20s, who has been toiling away with his associate, a tiefling known as Tybalt. Tybalt has long, sort of thick black hair. He usually braids, and it's very frequently been braided a day or two before, so it's sort of flat and coming apart and things like that. And then he realizes, oh, I gotta put myself back together now. He wears lovely brocaded vests. Frequently, his sleeves are always rolled up, leather pants. Jeremy, on the other hand, is dressed more for the sea. Lighter pants, high leather boots. He wears loose, light shirts. If he has a jacket, sort of captain's, like master and commander style jacket, very official. While nothing here is, the captains at least have a staple that they tend to keep about them, and that seems to be Jeremy's. This nice royal blue, bright gold buttons on them. You were recruited not long after many of these people left on their most recent adventure, so you haven't had the opportunity to meet many of them. However, Tybalt and Jeremy are happy to have you around. They explain to you sort of the situation and what their endeavors are. There is a note or manifesto that Akan demands you eat like a good revolutionary would.
Read it first.
You
though.
want me to
You want me to do what?
You want me to do? You want me to eat a note?
You gotta read it first, though.
No, you must read the note first. And then, when the note is in your mind, you must put it in your body. See, this way you embody the revolution that is in your mind. It is, how you say, metaphysical.
She can't just burn it and breathe in the smoke. A lot less stomach aches that way.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea a little bit better.
You're welcome.
If you
Thank
do
you.
not
Hello, I'm Yvonne.
Hi, I'm Cydia.
Nice to meet
if you do
you.
not have the stomach for revolution, then you do not have the revolution.
Do you want to take this to the shooting range again?
Why? So I can embarrass you again?
I'm trying to learn.
That's all right. Someday
Someday.
you learn. So that is a con. I will say that since you are very new, we'll give you about 2 weeks of downtime, which with you can work a regular job, you can do some gambling, you can do carousing, try to make some friends, or if you just want to sort of tack your stuff onto what Yvonne was up to in those last 2 weeks, that's a simple way you can do that as well.
Okay.
What sort of trouble does Obsidia get into when she's not adventuring, is the question.
Well,
What are some of her options as well?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that might be helpful
I mean,
because she.
Of
I
course.
know where I'm at and why I'm not in my area
Yes.
right now, but I don't
Sure.
know if that matters for this,
Yeah, exactly.
this particular time.
So you can
So-
go carousing, which is what she did to sort of make friends and allies. Although you run the risk of running into different people, there is gambling. There's literally crime. You can do crime.
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 Yeah, no, it just says crime.
I don't
Yeah.
doubt it.
So,
Crime.
Murder?
Yeah.
she's not really a criminal.
Looting?
Okay.
At this
Give her
time.
time.
Jaywalking?
Research. Yes, that's
Jaywalking?
Me, Jaywalk.
dedicated jaywalking.
I'd say probably carousing,
Okay.
using the charm to kind of get information about
Sure.
things to see where the
Is there a
magic
particular
items
bit
are.
of information you are looking for?
Currently pursuing any magical items that could help me back in the area that I'm from.
Okay. Yeah, I will take a. What level you? The most you could afford was middle class. So do you want to do lower class or middle class?
I'll do lower class.
Wonderful. Give me a persuasion check.
Nice.
23.
23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
The
good
math
first
so
roll.
brilliant. Yeah, so good.
Hell yeah.
Well done on
Okay.
your first roll.
Yeah.
First roll.
I will say, rather than making a bunch of sort of mediocre contacts,
Uh-huh.
people that aren't terribly useful for you, there is a recently instituted dockmaster, who is this surly, looks like a mer person, known as Grozik. He has these bluish, purple and salmon sort of scales, especially around his shoulders. He has sort of a long, oil slick styling hair. When he gets in the water, webbed feet, webbed hands. A Triton is the technical race.
Okay.
He has full legs. Doesn't usually wear a chest. He only wear anything over his chest. He doesn't wear a chest. No chest.
Tritons are weird, man.
Yeah, they just take the chest off. And they're like,
He's the Mr. Potato Head of races. They can just like
No one knows. They're like, yeah, he's not wearing his chest today.
Yeah.
Chilly now.
oh, Roslyn.
I left it
Oh,
at home.
wearing his chest again.
When he wears the chest on Sunday.
Yeah,
He's-
that's his
Hashtag
Sunday.
Hashtag
Sunday
Sunday
Best
chest.
is wearing all of his body.
Sunday Best is wearing his chest.
Yeah.
Put on your Sunday
Good.
chest when you feel down and out.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Barbara Streisand.
Grozlik does the inspections on ships that come in past the shipwreck barricade. So recently, the Council of Pirates has had somebody, because they're seeing a lot more smuggling activity of coming in and out of the city, which is normally not an issue. They don't take tariffs or make people pay for things in that way. It's not like an organized thing. But there is fear that the Empire is either sneaking things into the city or stealing people away. Many of the ships are being attacked from underwater sea monsters, as it were. And so Grozlik has been elected to watch over there. So you make friends with him. You bond over purplish skincare.
Oh, I should note that Obsidia does have scales as well, like dragon scales on her cheeks and the midsection as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They bond over a lot.
Yeah. So Grozlik, you make good friends with Grozlik. He does agree to let you know if it seems like anything powerful magically or anything along those lines come into the city. So
Great.
there you go. As we push forward, we come to the 6 of Apex, and that brings us Champions. Apologies. Thank you. 6 of Champions. You guys, on the 7th, you take a day to rest. You regather up at the Iron Six. Jeremy and Tybalt have had enough of Obsidia moping about the place. So you gotta get out. You gotta go do something. Yes. Some of you, having returned from Havoc's Luck, for clarity's sake, you cannot reattempt Havoc's Luck at the base level. However, at some of the higher levels, if somebody makes it to those, they can bring you in, but you will receive none of the rewards for it.
Okay.
Because people that make it beyond the first or second level are so rare, because it is, right, glory, fame, fortune is the third reward, and that's like a running jackpot, essentially.
Oh.
Because you have to pay to enter the pit, so it is a running jackpot.
So they can't get any of the rewards from the levels below them, or they can't get any at all.
They don't receive the rewards,
But they can help
assist
their,
somebody
Right.
else.
Got it.
And
But-
our group could still get the keys.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And what happens to that money or that information once it is given out?
Yes.
You guys can share it amongst yourselves.
Got it.
But to get past level 1, you have to have all new people.
Got it.
Okay.
And, right. And
Good to know.
Yeah. So, it sort of clarifies things. You guys take this day and time. You debrief with Jeremy and Tybalt. You tell them about the allies that you have made going to the Temple of the Weeping Lotus. And who was your...
June.
June. That's right.
Oh, June. I
June,
hope we've become
the-
friends.
I feel like you guys are best friends. Like you just bonded on the boat.
But it's a very quiet, like a quiet friendship.
It's a drunk friendship.
Yes, it's a monk friendship. Drunk monk, exactly.
Oh boy. So June is the beer brewing monk and chef.
I was about to say she's a chef, right?
Yeah. She
Hey,
yeah.
I might know a pirate ship that's looking to hire.
Yeah.
You,
How good is she? Is she a good chef?
Yeah, but we
Yes.
want her for ourselves.
But if we could send her out to get information and plant her somewhere.
Well, that is kind of
Her
That's
thing
kinda
is
her
to
point.
be.
why we have
Well,
her.
that is why we have her,
That
right?
is why
Is
we
to
have her, yeah.
get information.
Yeah.
If she's out there, we place her in an important ship. That was the High Pirate Admiralty ship that has that possible weak point. We could try to install her there.
June, however, kicks ass as well.
That's why I feel safe sending her out because she can
Yeah,
she
it's very
can
true.
kill people.
we have that.
Just
cast.
as a thought
Yeah,
that
we have a barrel.
you do.
we might
vodka.
have if we want to supplant, if we want to get our own person in that position
Oh,
for
absolutely.
information.
Yeah,
We've
no,
got
absolutely.
It's considerable.
As you guys are discussing this, Akan is there, just hanging out in his bar.
As he does.
Chilling.
This sounds like good plan.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Yes, please. I'm sorry. I'm here all the time.
Yeah.
I know you guys are what you look like, but some people are not. So,
Also, Obsidia doesn't know what we look
Yeah,
like.
on the
Right.
table, like
so as you guys sit around the table, you know Yvonne, you know Obsidia. Let's just keep moving around here.
So my name is Naria. I am a fairly small wood elf monk. Naria has her classic elven pointed ears. She also has a bit of like a green twinge to her that doesn't really make her look ill, but it's definitely a defining feature of hers. She's got shoulder length hair and two very, very like knotted, almost antler-esque small like dreaded mounds essentially that are kind of at the forward of her head that could not be undone, whether if you gave all your might to it. Maybe similar to the ones that I have, but hers are not like this. But, to give a visual. She is wearing monk robes that are clearly tattered and pretty destroyed. She's got one side that has a like matted fur that she's clearly sewn on, and the other side has like a very broken old breastplate. Her constitution's pretty low. She's pretty grimy most of the time. And she's sitting at the table putting in her input, but still kind of clutching her flask and kind of piping up, yeah, no, that's a good idea, yeah. And that's Naria.
Good.
Okay. I'm playing Quill, who is a fairly tall wood elf monk. Yeah, he stands at about 6'5".
Yeah,
So-
and Naria's about
You're-
5'4", so
you're
we're
very-
opposite ends
you're
of the,
all very
the
small.
wood elf
Yep.
spectrum.
For once.
hello up there.
Yeah, he's a wood elf. He's got the copper-colored skin with the slight green tinges to it in areas. He's got golden eyes, long black hair that he's just got braided away from his face with kind of beads and feathers and stuff. He's also wearing monk robes. These are much nicer. They're dark blue, sleeveless because we don't like sleeves. He does have like leather bracers that kind of cover his forearms that are kind of ripped up and bit like they've seen some wear and tear. Other than that, he has several tattoos that are visible. The most visible ones are he's got a series of bright blue, like stylized feathers along the right side of his face, the left side of his face. It's the left side. I was like, I don't have his picture here. The left side of his face. And then he also has a lot of scarring underneath the tattoos. It's visible scarring that kind of runs up his whole left arm and the side of his throat and his face. It runs into his hair. He's got white streaks in his hair. And then his left pupil is slightly dilated. It's a little bit bigger.
Nice.
And he's got a very nasty weapon on his back. It's a big glaive, which is
Excellent.
you notice it. Right?
Yeah, oh,
I guess
It's not
on
a
that
nice,
note,
it's not
yeah.
a nice
saying,
weapon.
on that note, I'm playing Evan, not to be confused with Yvonne, because yes, we made our life hard. Picked it, not thinking about it, but it's fine. I'm playing a half elf, and he's about 6 feet tall-ish, like 5'11". He's probably more 5'11". He makes himself say 6 feet though, because he's one of those people.
Yes.
Oh yeah. But he has long white blonde hair and hazel eyes, and he's a bard. So you see his instrument strapped along his sides and his back, but he also has a scimitar as his weapon of choice and also a rapier. So he knows how to handle himself.
I'm playing Ruby, and she is a thank you.
Ready.
She is a halfling, so she's about 3 feet tall. But the first thing you would notice is that she's tiny, but she has like a huge crescent scythe that's like bigger than human size, so it's like comically oversized for her. She's wearing all red. She has like short red hair, but if you look closely, you see it's like a terrible dye job with like berries and henna and stuff. And like through that, you can see like streaks of her actual hair, which is like dirty blonde. And she has blue eyes. She's about 26. She is wearing like a big red cloak. And under that, her clothes are sort of tattered, like they were just given to her at the temple. And then she also has a beautiful red skull pendant around her neck. And she generally has the countenance of just eagerness.
Wonderful.
What class?
Oh, cleric.
Oh, okay.
Death cleric.
Yeah. Cleric. Oh, healer's death cleric. Never mind.
So, you guys are discussing what to do with June, where to install her. You also have the cask of mini keg, something like that. Whole bunch of vodka.
A lot of vodka.
Mama Sweetleaf's specialty brewed vodka.
Motherfucker.
She is the motherfucker.
The motherfucker.
You have officially dubbed her so.
Indeed.
Yes, we have.
I would not want to disappoint her.
No.
Mentioned that to
Wait.
Jeremy and tell him he should probably release a new manifesto to everyone.
Yeah. Oh,
That
we
mentions that.
again.
And we gotta eat them, yeah.
Then we can eat it again. Get some more fiber.
There's better ways to do that.
Wait. We have a title? We have a motherfucker. I don't.
If you met her, you would have understood.
Well, I'm not saying I don't sort of love it. I mean, Tybalt's gonna hate it, but
You should sing that song that you wrote for her. At last we have a mother.
I'm okay for right now, actually.
all right. Well, funding's not going well so far. We have picked up some additional agents. That's nice. You guys have made some friends, but we're no closer in our goals. So, I'm ready for ideas.
The empty tower?
The empty empire?
That's right.
Yes. That's
it.
a bit. What I've heard stories about that. There were rumors when I was growing up. Yes.
There's always been rumors about the MT Empire. It is the former capital of the region. When the Arcadian Straits, when the Republic of Albrecht became the Albrechtian Empire, many of the governors saw it as an opportunity that while the capital was weak and fighting amongst itself, to declare independence and assert control over the region. So the Betrayer's Keep was where the governor's military was seated at the time. Part of that coup to overtake the region was to destroy the most loyal city in the area, filled with loyal Albrechtians, right? How it was done is a myth that is about 363 years old now. So kind of hard to know exactly what happened. A lot of people say that nobody left the city, so it is still filled with all of the gold and magic and weapons that.
And undead.
And undead, yeah, and
Right.
corpses that are gonna
And
rise up and
undead.
kill us.
Um,
Let's go there.
Also, many pirates that attempt to plunder the place don't return.
Would we also know? Here's
Death cleric.
question.
Yeah.
Question
Yeah.
about how much I would historically know as Yvonne rather than Caitlin. How aware was she of the Crow King's stretch going up there?
You know the borders, but that's not
She wouldn't know if it stretched
the empty
because they
empire.
expanded. So I didn't know if he wanted to go. Okay, good.
No.
That was my one concern.
No.
And it being, a death trap. But other than that, is there anywhere we could do? Is there anywhere we could do research on that? Anywhere, any
have
other
some books,
accounts?
don't
We do. We have books that no one is just trying to sell.
I mean, you have some books that predate the empty empire by 400 or 450 years, something like that. So I don't know how that's going to really help you.
Yeah.
You're welcome to go talk to the pirates about town and hear many lovely ghost stories.
Oh, excellent.
So I'm not sure. I don't know of anyone that has been to the empire and returned.
Would you think it'd be a wise thing for us to do then?
Or is there a better way for our time?
I mean, I don't know what you want to do.
Is there a closer means of potentially getting some sort of funding up? Is it other than the empty empire? There's got to be other troves that are closer and much less ghost story-like.
I don't. Everything I wrote down, I wrote in the manifesto. Does anyone have one?
I do.
don't, actually.
But what, are you afraid?
You haven't eaten your manifesto.
Not afraid,
haven't-
just smart.
I haven't eaten it yet. I had a little bit of gastrointestinal problems, but it's okay.
Gun is most disappointed.
Yeah.
I will get there eventually.
Do you want me to eat yours for you?
No, you see, the problem is I haven't put it to memory yet. My head is filled with songs and stories and poems, and this manifesto just hasn't sat there. So, the Empty Empire, John Arcadian's Lost Treasure, which if I'm not mistaken, Ruby, you guys attempted.
Yes, so there are lots of elements to it, and we failed at getting the first element, and we didn't kill anyone in the process, so it was very disappointing.
Narnia's just gonna kind of clutch back and go into
I
her
haven't
blouse.
actually lost at that.
Tybalt and Jeremy share a look, and then they just let that go.
Yep.
And then the Tower of the Grey. Those are pretty much our only options. I'm all for ghost stories, honestly.
I mean, you could just set about some piracy if you wanted to.
No.
No.
I'd rather meet people from the other side.
There are giants to meet. There are dragons to see. What else
Anything to
is
get me out of here.
But I think money is our most dire concern, is it not? We already have some friends. We can make more friends, I suppose.
Sometimes friends give me money.
You must have nice friends.
He does.
It's weird.
What about the
Tybalt clearly is judging Jeremy.
What about the abandoned temples and crypts scattered throughout the land? The Empire has not been taking care of them.
I would avoid the primary continent for now, at least in the central region. Between the Crow King gearing up for war and the Imperials of Willen, that is a bit of a danger. You can head further up the coast, out to the Southern Isles. The area around Briar's Glen hasn't been looked over. That's where the myth of the Worm King's prison is, I believe, something like that. There's
All of these
a
things
wandering city.
Don't sound nearly as exciting as the Empty Empire, that's just me.
They all
The
sound terrifying. Crow King, there's a Worm King, there's like so many kings.
There are lots of kings.
They're all different animals.
It's like they're playing a game or something.
Hmm.
The ruins of Baron's
Gonna keep
Delve.
drinking.
So tell me more about that one. Where is that?
To the south. Near. Yes. To the south. It was a mining expedition to recover the adamantine fortress of the dwarves. An entire fort built of adamantium.
That sounds promising. And like there's going to be a Balrog there. But that sounds promising.
Yes. Yes. The Baron sunk his entire fortune, was certain he knew where it was, and his entire expedition disappeared.
Excellent.
Yes, never to be heard from again. Many things disappear around here.
Right.
Never to be heard
Noticing
from
that.
again.
Yeah,
It's a theme. There are themes.
At least you've got your town slogan.
All right.
You should make your manifesto disappear.
Right.
I can still eat it for you.
I'm okay.
Do you
Really?
do I need to buy you lunch?
No, I'm fine.
You just seem very desperate to eat that small scrap of...
Yeah, it really
No,
didn't
just-
taste good.
It didn't taste good.
No.
Listen, I'm just trying to help
Don't
out.
you remember when you ate yours?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I ate a
right.
few other people's.
Right. Yes. If I need your help, I'll let you know.
Great.
Are you eating other people's manifestos?
No.
Gun thinks he heard you say you did.
Well, you've been drinking.
No.
It's a bit later in the day than usual.
This is true.
Or would you rather go underground, or would you rather go to a place filled with undead with a person that can help undead? That's all I'm saying.
Which one can't talk. Which one requires a boat ride?
They
Both.
all require boat rides,
Which one
Will.
requires a long boat ride?
The shorter of the boat rides is the Empty Empire.
Fuck.
We should go there.
Great, we're all gonna die. All right then.
You know, what is life without death, right?
That is so true. All
right, you two have
Everyone
fun.
understands that.
Yeah,
You get it.
I do.
Sounds exciting to me.
You're all weirdos.
Okay.
Before we leave,
Yes.
I'd like to, when everyone's gathered to leave, I'd like to quietly pull Jeremy aside
Sure.
and ask, has the good ship Morsa been seen in some time around here?
No.
All right. Should it be spotted, would you send me word?
Of course.
Thank you.
Do you think we should bring the vodka with us in case we meet anyone along the way?
You like the undead?
Not to drink. To
No, to set
barter
them on
with.
fire.
I think it'd be a
I'm
good
fine with
bargaining
that.
tool.
Oh,
No, I think it'd be very flammable, and vodka's flammable, I believe, and we just
Yes.
bomb all of them.
It is, but not sweet.
That's very
leaves.
creative.
I thought so.
That's a waste of good vodka.
I
It
think
is,
If we
it's
don't take it, we're fools.
Okay,
And I'm just smiling.
Oh.
a lot.
can I roll an insight check to see if she will definitely drink all of the vodka on our trip?
Sure.
Oh no.
What is my insight?
Do I have to roll, or do you know what the answer
I don't
to
know,
this
hold
would
on.
be?
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, we know she's gonna drink.
Yeah,
That's
no, I
less
just like to
than
make
one
sure.
for her. We
It's
know she's
15
going
plus
to
shit.
drink.
Yeah,
Being
I
deceptive,
definitely
we can
know.
roll a deception.
I definitely know,
What's
yeah.
your wisdom on?
There it is. Perception
No.
or insight?
Insight.
There we go. So it's 17 total.
Should I roll deception?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
just in case you're deceiving
not?
her.
That's very true.
Or persuasion.
Oh, I mean, they're both not good. So which should I go with? They're the same thing either way. 11.
Okay. Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, will you drink it all?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
There you
Well,
go.
we should definitely take the vodka, and I make a mental note to guard it the entire time.
Okay.
We're gonna have fun.
I mean, I don't know. Otherwise, it's just sitting here in the pirates.
Unless Jeremy has a better idea.
Yeah, let's say
Right.
we've got
Thought
people
we
who
were
can
We
going
make.
to
can
leave it in
lock
the
it in the tower.
Oh,
Right,
good.
right.
That seems safer. Oh no.
But the purpose is for the bargaining tool, I thought.
We're going to bargain with the dead. With vodka.
Maybe.
Maybe they were
vodka?
alcoholics.
Um,
They could use a
That
fix.
is why
you know?
they're dead. Take note.
maybe we should keep it here. I'm a little worried about this one.
All right. Fair
Wow,
enough.
you're a little worried about someone. This is gonna be really fun.
You secure the vodka.
I'm sad.
Jeremy, if there's anything that June needs to do, I'm sure she's at your disposal, right?
I will leave her in Tybalt's hands.
Okay.
And I will be captaining the shore skimmer.
Oh,
on the journey for you.
Hello, Jeremy.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh no, please don't
I
do
would like to
that.
pull Jeremy aside after we
Sure.
kind of wandered out.
Okay.
Poor Jeremy, he's just trying to leave and we keep like, hey.
Out of curiosity, how tall is Jeremy?
Jeremy
Is this your only
is.
question?
I really like being tall.
Yeah. Jeremy's like 5'10", 5'11". He's right around there. He's a solid build. He looks like he was probably a skinny kid that grew into his height.
Okay. I say, you are not sending the Drow with us.
Oh no, I absolutely am.
Do you want me to kill her?
Prefer if you didn't.
Why? That's a general question.
Why?
Why is she coming, and why shouldn't I kill her?
Well, she's not loyal to the Empire, and
She says.
so do you.
I am not a Drow.
Yeah.
Jeremy! What a man.
Look,
I liked him before. I love him now.
Yeah, right? What a mighty good man.
listen. If you feel the need, I'm not here to be your dad.
You're far too young to be my father.
And I make too much sense, but that's okay too.
Do not disrespect my father.
Don't be racist. I won't have to.
Wow. Quill's gonna pull out a dagger and just toy with it.
That's fine. Jeremy
Jeremy's
goes,
dealt with
"Listen-
racists before.
Listen.
I'm sorry, Jeremy's human, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jeremy's human. And he goes, listen, I grew up in the Straits. I don't know where you're from. But my best friend is a tiefling, right?
So is mine.
The people we hung out with growing up, look, I've been friends with changelings, with Warforged, with Genasi, with elves, dwarves, everything and anything. There was even a Catman around for a while. It's weird. This is a weird place. Truth is, we're all fackers.
We
Always
really
funny.
need to work on that name.
Yeah, but for moments like this, it's starting to grow on me.
I don't care how many manifestos we have to eat.
Tell you what, you propose a new name, we'll take a vote.
All right, I'll think about it.
Okay.
And for now, I will leave your friend alone.
I'm gonna chase down Jeremy also.
Great.
What about Mama Sweetly?
Quill.
When it's
Hell
most inconvenient,
Yeah.
preferably.
Quill goes. Jeremy.
On the way to the loop. That's when it would be the most
Jer-
inconvenient.
Jeremy's. He stops by for like a drink. Yeah, sure. He's on his way out the back of the Iron Six to the head, and there you go.
And I'm like, hey, Jeremy.
What? Oh, my Lord. What is going
Are we
on?
in the bathroom, just to clarify?
He's at the door.
Okay,
let's say.
great. Is this a bad time?
No, never a bad time. Never ever a bad time.
Out of just a quick question, are we gonna get paid for our trip to the monastery?
Did you come back with money?
We came back with vodka.
Until you guys bring me money, I have no money to pay you with.
That's really disappointing.
I know. I'm disappointed in it too. What do you need?
No, I just curious, you know.
I've got some reputation in town. If you need me to buy something for you, I can get you something.
No, I'm fine.
Sure?
I'm good. Thank you. Go back to do what bye, and then I'm just gonna go.
You know we sold the silks and split that. You
Yeah.
have that, right?
We had 200
Gold
Yeah.
and split that with the
gold
four, so
worth
each
of
got
silk.
50.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
$50.
All right.
No, I'm good. I'm just worried.
'Cause
I
I
was
g-
just curious.
I'm
We got
assuming we've
paid
done
for our
that.
journey.
Because I gambled them and it was like settled. Yeah. And then what?
Yeah, I'm assuming we've settled. Have we settled that at
Yeah.
this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down.
and with the potion of water breathing.
Yeah, I give you guys that day to sort of mundane goods you can move pretty easily. When you start trying to buy and sell magical items, that's
We
when it
kept
gets a
the
little
one over
harder.
there.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I think Norda.
Or books.
Can't
I mean, artifact heirloom books, yeah, they're a little difficult to move. I don't.
I like the idea that Norda is Book of Mormoning around
Yeah.
all of Jim Joseph Order.
Yep.
They're all sitting where they started just not opening the door. They're like,
that weird Genasi with the literature.
While Narya and Jeremy are talking, can I pull Quill aside and I know Quill is 1,000 times taller than I am,
Yeah.
so could I
Actually,
just touch
tucking
as high
over.
as I can on
Mhm.
his arm and just be like,
Or like the
I
butt.
don't
brother,
Can you
You
reach
want to touch the
out?
butt?
the goddess sees no race. It doesn't matter. We're all here to reap souls together. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
yep.
He's gonna turn and leave.
You're welcome.
No.
And Quill walks away.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is gonna be
Yeah.
a fun trip.
He's
Oh,
going outside.
Okay.
Ooh.
gonna go take a smoke.
No, he's gonna go.
Oh, okay.
Do you, is there
His
any
feet is
business
burned
you guys would like to do while in town?
Buy healing potions.
Yeah.
It has been a month. You can go.
Oh, yeah,
see...
she made more.
Yeah. She,
Oh,
she
thank
has
God.
the potential to have made more.
Please, yes.
Brosna,
Yes.
Brosna's Brewery.
I still have a couple left over from last time that I didn't use, but if we're going somewhere with all the stuff,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
gonna need it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah, poison, don't you?
So, you go into Brosna's Brewery. She is, as you know, a redheaded dwarven woman. She sees you come in and go, "Oh, you, again. All right. Well, what you want?"
I was hoping you'd have more of a chance to make some more of those lovely healing potions. They did quite the trick last time. They were wonderful.
Oh, did they?
They absolutely did.
Well, all right. Yes, I have some.
How many? And how much are they worth again? I forgot.
I will let you know.
Oh, good.
I've got 4.
Right.
And, yeah, in just a moment there. Let me see. Yes. Oh, these were pretty hard to come by. Prices 70 gold pieces a piece.
And those are just the normal ones.
Yeah.
All right. Tell you what. What do you mean they were hard to come by? What sort of ingredients were you lacking? I know it's going to be tight here. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, herbs don't grow on the island.
Well-
At least not the healing kind. But if you're able to come by some, there's a variety of them. I can give you a small little pamphlet.
Would you be able to give me a loaner on one of these or a discount in
No.
return for me bringing you back?
Pirates don't often come back.
Well, I'm not quite a pirate, am I?
You're on a pirate island.
By happenstance, not by career choice.
Yes, but I'm a brewer on a pirate island, so I'm a pirate brewer. You're a happenstance on a pirate island, so you're a pirate happenstance.
It's going on my business card.
Yard question mark?
Yar question mark. Yar-ish.
Yarish.
Oh fuck.
What?
The greater I can let go for 400 gold pieces.
If I couldn't afford the regular one, what makes you think I'd be able to afford the greater?
I don't know.
Can I step in here?
Sure.
Just
Were
for a
you
little
with
bit.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm with you.
We all go together.
All right. Well, we all was talking to each other. I wasn't sure.
You remember?
It's not the bottom of H.H. Holmes' death
You know
mansion
what?
where you all
You've
split
made me
up.
uncomfortable now. Okay.
It's way worse. You remember me from last time, Eden? Not to be confused with Yvonne.
No,
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We probably will be coming round on a regular basis. Is there a way that we can have some sort of standing arrangement with you about maybe say you create potion a week, we get one a week?
I'll tell you what. If you can continue to keep my supply lines open, then we can discuss having some sort of arrangement. But I don't hand out loaners.
No,
and
obviously not.
And I don't do work for free. So, once you prove yourselves capable, I'd be happy to do so.
Right. For the time being, for the moment, would you be willing to give us 2 for 100?
Make a persuasion check.
22.
Nice.
I barred.
I burned.
2 for 100 is a bit low. I can do 120. It's 20 gold off.
Alright. Guys, I didn't have all of that. Does anyone have any?
No, otherwise I wouldn't have asked for free. I don't usually go around just asking.
Wanna go halfsies? And Nari's doing this, but it's with the wrong hand. So whoever she's trying to hide it from can clearly see it.
Yes. Yes. Cool. Okay. Yes, that works.
Alright then. Just a moment. She goes and she gathers up the 2 potions, puts them in separate little leather carrying pouches for you guys, so that they do not clank or break.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so nice. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
She does let you know that the forest south of Drim Trosovar has been known to carry a wide variety of vegetation. And she gives you a couple of pamphlets for healing herbs, what you would need to create regular healing herbs, as well as regular healing potions, as well as greater healing potions.
Is that perhaps on our way?
It is on your way.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
Let's stop there.
Okay.
I have. What was it? I don't suppose you would be able to identify this flask of poison for me. Perhaps it is one you are familiar with.
All right. Let me see.
Be careful, please do not touch it. It
Oh,
seems
no.
to affect on contact.
Nope. Don't know anything about contact poisons. Sorry. That's a natural one.
Nope.
So
Yeah.
I almost licked it. If you hadn't told me to, I was going to. My tongue would have fallen out, I'm sure.
You might not want to use those healing potions.
Poison is different than healing potions. It's
That
alright.
is
I don't
not
need
what
to
I
anyway. I'm
meant.
going to give it
It's
to someone else. Honestly, though, Yvonne, I'm Evan. Ha. How many healing potions do you have?
2.
All right. Do you have any?
Oh no!
What's your cleric?
If someone dies, it's because the goddess wills it. But I'll heal people as long as they're reaping souls.
Right. Here you go, Obsidia.
Oh, thank you.
So you have a healing potion.
I have a feeling that'll come in handy.
Maybe not. Who knows?
All right. The next day, 8th of Champions, you guys prepare to set out. You would like to stop by the forest that surrounds the Temple of the Unnamed.
Sure.
Yeah.
The actual Temple of the Unnamed, or where we think the Temple of the Unnamed is?
Well, where you think the Temple of the
Okay.
Unnamed is.
Right.
You don't actually know where that is.
Right.
For wandering through the forest, can we roll a percentage die to see if we find the Temple of the Unnamed?
Sure.
Just
By
casually.
accident?
Yeah.
We're
Stumble
looking for
upon it.
herbs. Hey, I'm a player happenstance. We can happenstance upon some temples, alright?
Would you like to roll that?
Yeah,
percentage?
I believe on the Discord we do have pictures for the map for you guys.
We do.
Yeah.
It's,
You can double
it's not
check
on
it.
the new server.
We can put it on the new server at some point.
Yeah.
I'll get around to that, but for the player's reference point, you can see what is all along
Yes.
your
Our journey.
journey there. So, 3 days journey to the south. Let's see if we get any good weather.
Yes, let us.
Okay. Yeah, you actually are able to shave off about 8 hours of travel on those 3 days. So you're able to make it to the shore with enough daylight to sort of do some adventuring on the 11th of Champions. You guys you drop anchor outside. Jeremy lets you know that all right, we're stopping here to get healing herbs to make a deal with Brosna so that she supplies all of us, right? That's the whole set. Okay.
Yes.
This is good. This is industrious. I'm on board.
Now you're off. You're not on board.
He's still on board at the moment.
Never mind.
Well done, Arya. So, Animus had it easy. All right, how many days do you guys want to spend?
I would like to just
Through this
rage
forest.
gather.
I mean, max 2.
I would say
Right.
maybe one overnight.
One overnight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go back when she's like, I don't believe in you guys. I'd like us to go back with like, here's this giant flour bag full of herbs, you bitch. Like, I will not be the one giving them to her because I'll say that.
I don't know if you know how to make friends.
I make friends with
as-
nice people.
Question,
She's
as-
not
Nice with me.
As people with the Outlander background,
Mm-hmm.
because we have the thing to find the
Forage?
Yeah, no, it's both of us.
Oh,
to
yeah, you're
forage
with
for
us.
like food and fresh water and stuff. Would that give us advantage at all? And for particular herbs.
I will say yes. I will allow you
We got
advantage
2 of us.
Yeah, what else?
as you are searching for the parts necessary.
Oh, okay, I see where we go.
Yeah, so directly south of Drim Trosavar. Does your map have the hexes on it? If not, I'll repost one with them. You go directly south 3 days. Now, where you're looking, it's about a half-day journey before you even reach the forest. So there's a bit of grasslands and beachfront that you guys go working past. Then you get into the forest proper with a little bit of light left. As you guys are traveling, you see that there are a number of old trees here. They are well kept. They look to be groomed or grown in meticulous ways. I will take investigation checks from everybody at the moment.
9.
That was a crit fail.
Oh, nice.
19.
Ooh. 23.
20, modified 20.
13.
Okay. You guys can tell that these trees are probably tended to by a variety of druids that sort of maintain the region and the area. So you don't... it's just a bit of information for you. As you guys go
Can
hunting...
we insight it to see if they'll be mad if we pick their herbs?
Or
do they not care? It's just the trees.
you can make an insight check.
21. Yes. Where were you yesterday?
From what you know, sort of druids and druidism, if you were to like threaten the eco balance, right? So if you pick so many of them that you were deforesting or ruining the population of them, then yeah, you would be in trouble. But if you are careful and not overzealous in your efforts, you should be
Okay.
you should be good.
Should be.
Did you hear that, Yvonne?
I heard it just fine.
We're not raging.
I can do it angrily and still control myself.
Oh.
Not actually a barbarian.
As you guys go searching about for herbs, make a survival check for me.
Ooh. Do we get advantage for this roll? Or
This one, my Outlanders, yes, I will allow you
Sweet.
advantage.
Survival?
Yeah.
I got a big thing here too.
21.
13.
What's that under?
Survival's under
Natural 20.
Nice.
Oh.
And then with all my stuff, it's 27.
I got 5.
I got 8.
With advantage?
Yeah, I rolled a 1 and a 3. That's my
Oh,
second one.
woohoo!
You got my
Yikes.
rolling skills.
I know. Well, I don't want to sit next to you anymore.
Yeah, maybe not. I was gonna say maybe not.
Who got above a 10? What'd you get?
13.
You get herbs for half a healing potion.
Okay.
What did you get? Natural 20?
Natural 20.
You find enough. You are able to take herb samplings for 4 healing potions. 3 healing potions, 1 greater healing potion, and you are able to take a sapling that you can tend and grow if you were to create a garden. That's for basic healing potions.
Great.
Okay. Anybody? Who else?
We both got 21.
21 and 21. Four healing potion worth of herbs for you, and you have 1 greater healing potion worth.
Okay.
Worth of herbs. Okay. Cool. Yeah, the graders take almost twice the amount of herbs, and then very specific seeds that you need to acquire, and they have to be in a very specific state.
Okay.
So they are more difficult to come by, but as you sort of search through them and look for them as you go, you are able to find a good variety of them. And somehow Narya, just stumbling around, finds
I'm not drunk.
Accident.
No, I'm not drunk right now.
Well, yeah, we didn't bring the vodka. You're welcome.
I didn't say you were drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I just said you were
Stumbling. Which
stumbling.
isn't wrong.
It's not.
I'm not even looking, guys. I'm looking for the temple,
No,
apparently.
you're
Yes.
just getting into
Yeah.
a thing.
You're just staring at the drow.
Yeah, you do.
I pretty much, yeah.
It's really
hard
I'm
for me
not
to work
looking
under
for.
these
I pretend to look for
conditions,
herbs
so I
while
don't get
literally
much
just spying on the drow.
Ah!
Yeah, you just follow her.
Which,
so
because
she
I've
can't
messed
find
the
anything.
wild, she literally just doesn't know I'm there.
She doesn't find anything. You follow her, so you don't find anything. 'Cause she doesn't find
No.
anything.
So you're just.
Okay.
See what she makes
Can I roll a percentage to stumble upon the temple?
Sure. Yeah, make a percentage
This is
check.
gonna be my downtime, guys. From now on, I'm just gonna go to
Stare
the
at the
forest
ground.
and
Look at the
wander
temple.
around the forest. 54. Not terrible.
54. You do not stumble upon the temple.
Cool. What's the temple called again?
Temple
Temple
of the
of the Unnamed.
Temple of the Unnamed. I'm gonna just. This is gonna be my.
Can we
downtime
mark it off on the
from
map
now
that
on.
the temple is not here?
Oh yeah, can we?
Sure.
Cool. I'm gonna split this map up into segments.
Yeah.
All right.
You are what else? Yes.
On your way
Like
back.
another century or so to look for this thing. I'm gonna find it.
You take perception checks.
19.
That's
18.
not pretty.
Unnatural 20.
11.
18.
A 9.
Oh no.
I was not paying attention.
I was
Oh,
like,
no.
oh,
Oh no.
No, you're busy counting our herbs, so you
Yeah.
can like throw it in her
Rage
face.
herbs.
I'm like, yeah.
Trying to
look,
make a group
I've got
grow with
enough,
my sapling.
I've got
I'm
enough
like,
for 4 different potions
Literally
now.
just
I'm like,
come on, buddy, dance.
yeah, I know.
Like,
what
anybody
are you?
above a 13?
Yes.
Raise
Yes.
your hands. You guys begin to hear rustling in the underbrush as you guys are. Did you set camp?
No.
Or you're traveling back?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
going back
so
to
the
the
next
boat.
day. We're going back. So overnight, you guys make it through the night without incident. As you guys are traveling back, you do begin to hear rustling in the underbrush.
Do you hear something?
Oh,
I do hear something. I cast thaumaturgy on myself and make my eyes turn into flame.
okay.
I sneeze into my herbs. I've got to start all over. I'm not there. Like 1,
I'm holding all my
2,
stuff like so
3,
like walking faster.
You know, whatever it is can hear us too at this point.
Right. What? Oh, hello. It stepped away for a second. Yeah.
Can I climb a nearby tree, see if I can see anything?
Sure. Make an athletics check.
So 15.
Yeah, you climb that tree.
Cool. Can I do another perception check from on the tree?
Sure. With them sort of directing you where you can see, because they've heard where the movement is and moved it out to you. You can see crouched low in the underbrush these 2 massive cats with thick camouflage sort of on them, spots or stripes or something. They're difficult to see.
Are they stalking the little one?
They are, yes, they are stalking all of you, as far as you can tell.
I'm gonna put my herbs away.
They are quite large.
I just look down, I make direct eye contact with, what's her name again?
Naria?
Naria. And I say, start drinking.
myself away and
At least some of them will know what that means.
When you say that, let's roll initiative.
Start drinking. Roll initiative. That's the ooh.
I know
that's
you at least.
nice.
You two will both know what it
I know what that
is.
means.
Oh man.
Yeah, not good.
That's because you're drinking.
Pretty much have to just use this dice.
Welcome to your first fight, Lauren.
I did horrifically, so it's fine.
Yeah, it was not great.
Okay.
No, this was my actual roll.
This was mine.
Just like showing the dice.
Anybody above a 15? What do you have?
Just me. Okay, 19.
19.
Yeah.
Great. So we're going to start with you, and we'll
Again,
just go around.
All right, great, excellent. So I assume, do I hear now? Am I aware now?
No, because they haven't talked
Why
to
didn't
you.
I ask? I'm
still
just picking. I'm just
up.
picking fucking herbs. Can I roll a perception check or something to see if I'm
Sure. I'll give you a you see if you notice the quiet
you notice
that
everyone
has
starts
fallen.
that has?
Very
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure
chugging.
out. So
Yeah.
that's.
God told you.
That's 12.
Okay. Yeah.
Not
you
good.
you're like, is that? What is that? And you hear some rustling. You look over, and you see that Naria's dropped her pouch. But
Drop the tree.
that's kind of it. You're not sure if that was the rustling. You don't understand what her drinking actually means.
I'm gonna just kind of.
I'm not like pound.
Look at her.
It's just not like it's not a crazy amount.
Oh, it's fine. I'm gonna look at her and just.
It's gonna be around.
Yeah. Start drinking.
I put my herbs in my pocket
That's probably it for you.
and put my hand on the sword.
Sure.
I don't have time to draw, do I?
No.
That's fine. But I'm here. I'm poised. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay.
It's not my turn.
Here and I'm
As
poised. I'm gonna go pee.
all right.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Leaping out of the underbrush, charging at a rush, these 2 massive cats, these tigers or similar creatures. One goes leaping and pouncing at Ruby, one at Naria. Ruby, that is a... Where is that? 14.
That hits.
All right, and Naria,
Girl.
that is a 10.
Miss.
So that is going to miss. I need you to make a strength saving throw, Ruby.
That's a big D20.
12.
You are knocked prone as this cat. I mean, it's a large creature, so it
You're
is
so tiny.
big tiger.
Yeah,
You
rather
are
tiny.
you are small. Yeah. So that is 12 points of piercing damage as it wraps its claws around you and just sinks its massive maw, sort of encompasses most of your torso. As you,
Y'all need to stop getting bitten in the torso, guys.
yeah,
the torso,
as
man.
it
I'm like-
bites down and drags you to the floor. I apologize. That should have been the claw attack. So that is 9 points of claw damage, and now it can bite you as a bonus action.
Oh, perfect.
Grand.
And that is, you are prone, so it has advantage. So 20 and 7 points of piercing damage. So 9 points of slashing, 7 points of piercing as it claws you, drags you to the ground, and then just chomps down on your torso. You still awake?
Yes, I am bloodied.
Wonderful. It is your turn.
Halfling. Oh no.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
We're going this way.
We're
Yeah, just going
I'm
around.
just going-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
real simple. I only have the two.
Yeah.
I only
It's
have
way
the one
easier when it's
turn,
just the
so.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm prone, so can I stand?
I believe you are grappled.
Okay.
No, you're not. You can stand.
I can stand.
You can stand. Yeah.
Okay.
Half your movement.
Okay. And I'm going to cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
I make a ghostly skeletal hand near both of the cats,
Okay.
and it assails them with the chill of the grave.
You are in melee with one of them,
So it
so
would be
that would be at
disadvantage.
disadvantage because that
Okay.
is a ranged attack.
Okay. In that case, can I change to Toll the Dead? Is that possible?
I was told that. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yep.
So I point to both creatures, and the sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around them.
Mm-hmm.
They must succeed a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage.
Okay. One rolls a 15, the other one a 5.
Okay, so the 5 fails.
Okay.
And then, so 1d8 necrotic damage. 4.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one that's right next to you, and you can hear it sort of roar and wince as it shakes, and you that ringing toll of death that goes through its head.
And I wipe my blood on my face.
Good.
And I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yes. Yeah.
She's a little weird.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Evan.
That's a weird one.
Ruby, doing okay?
Not terrific.
You can see as she stands up and says "not terrific," that blood is just pouring out of her.
Oh,
Can I?
That's when
Like
I
her-
go, me too.
Like her,
When I show a gnarly shark bite that was on like
her
my
clothes are soaking.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Her
and I'm like,
being to soak
yo,
at this point.
We're close enough that I can get there, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I will then cure wounds her. Yeah, might as well second level.
Okay. 2d8 plus your charisma mod, I believe.
Not good. 4. And I'll give you the rest of it when my charisma loads.
Wonderful. All right.
Okay.
so wonderful.
Plus 4, so 8.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Any
I
bonus
owe
actions?
you one.
Okay. Quill.
I would like to shoot at one of them with my longbow.
Yeah.
Whichever one is closest to the two of them.
Okay.
Where's my longbow? Because I haven't used it yet.
The longbow's
Okay,
a
it's going to be a
D8.
14.
14 hits.
Yeah.
Cool. So that is 1d8 piercing. Ooh, oh, nice. It's going to be 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Cool.
And then I would like to spend a key point
Uh-huh.
to do Flurry of Blows. So for my first one, I would like to jump out of the tree
Okay.
and try to kick the thing. Like I want to like
Make an
land on,
athletics
like,
check.
kicking
Sure.
it.
I do a swift kick.
Yeah, pretty
A
much.
kicker, sir.
That's the same thing.
and I geek or sir.
Dice cauldron.
Yeah, an 11.
I will let you make the attack, but this first one's going to be a disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, of course, because I rolled a natural 20. But the first attack is gonna be 15.
Yeah, still hits.
Nice.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna roll the second one right away.
Sure.
And that's a 17
Hits.
plus. So
Yep.
it's going to be 2. So do I add my +4 to both d4s?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, monks do get that. You are technically not like 2-weapon fighting.
This is the same one.
Yeah.
'Cause...
Ooh.
Oh, nice. So that's going to be 8 times 3. No, not 8 times
No.
3.
8 plus 8 is
8 plus 8, 16. So another 16 to that guy.
Wonderful. Yeah, you leap out of the tree after putting an arrow in
Superhero
him.
landing.
Yeah. And yeah, flying sidekick right down over its shoulder, sort of knocks it down. As you stand up, you just drop a great big axe kick on its head.
Fabulous.
Narya,
I'm going to draw my short sword and go for the one that was attacking Ruby.
great. As you run away from the tiger that attacked you, it makes a claw attack at you. That is 16.
Miss.
Okay.
Awesome. Oh, also I'm gonna put my flask away. Gonna like scramble. Like probably it's still probably coming out of my mouth.
Sure.
I'm still sober, by the way.
Mhm.
Are you?
I am. Oh man. That is gonna be an 11.
Miss.
So I'm gonna take a bonus action and kick it,
Okay.
like right in the head as well. So that is a 21.
Hits.
Awesome. And that's gonna be 7 points of damage.
Yeah, you come around with a big roundhouse kick, and as your foot meets its jaw, it just loses consciousness. You hear the bones snap underneath it.
Ugh.
Nice.
Great.
Monks, y'all.
Obsidia.
All right. So what can I do?
What kind of weapon do you have?
I-
You just magic. She's a sorcerer.
Yeah,
she is
I'm a
a sorcerer.
sorcerer.
She's a
What,
sorcerer.
Yeah.
do you have a spell list?
You should have a list of your spells that you have.
I have the book.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So as a sorcerer, we will need to choose your spells
Okay.
because you are limited in the number that you know.
Gotcha.
I will help you out for some staples here.
Okay.
For a cantrip in combat, you most likely have Firebolt,
Okay.
which is just sort of a ray of fire that you release from a hand or wand or staff, something along those lines. That one you will be able to do an unlimited amount of time. Otherwise, I would say you probably know Magic Missile, which always hits and always deals damage.
Just do that one right off the bat.
That's a
That
classic.
one seems safe.
The and then the other one, I think, was Web a second level spell? Probably a second.
Web, I think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It definitely is.
So
Yeah.
those are sort of staples that that most people have.
Okay.
What would you like to try to do? Firebolt or Magic Missile?
Magic missile.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you roll that D4. You roll it 3 times.
pointy one?
This one.
3
The little
D4.
kid. Yeah, roll that 3 times.
Okay.
Or I will loan
So
you
there's
some of mine
4.
and add
nice.
1 to every dice that you roll.
Okay.
So that would be
So that'd
5.
And then
Nice.
and 3 is 8, and 4 is 12 total.
12.
Nice.
Total 12 points of damage.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you have a staff or a wand?
14,
Um,
actually.
No, she added the ones already.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She already did the math.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which would you prefer?
What I would prefer, probably a staff.
A staff?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So you have this large, sort of ornate staff that has been resting on your back. You bring it around to the front, mutter some incantations, and as you stab it into the ground, these darts of arcane energy erupt from the head and go spiraling towards the remaining tiger, 3 of them bursting into it as the bluish purple energy erupts, dealing 12 points of damage.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
There you go.
Are any of my buddies next to any of these? I am now aware of what's happening.
No, because Narya ran away from the tiger.
Okay.
That she and the other one's dead.
The other one's dead. Okay, so
Yep.
then I will instead, I will cast, I'm gonna cast Ice Knife.
Okay.
I dip my hands in my water, and
Okay.
I attempt to cast Ice Knife. I think it's instantaneous.
Right.
I make a ranged spell attack.
Yeah, you have
Never mind.
to attack to hit the
It's
first
fine.
one.
So that's terrible. It does not hit because that's a 6.
6 does not
That
hit.
does not hit. However, it still explodes. It still has to make a dex save.
Okay. That is 13.
That's exactly my spell save DC.
So,
It doesn't even say it takes half damage.
Nope.
It just all right.
Not
Well,
on
that's
that one.
wasted. It's fine. I'm going to do nothing. I'm gonna just stand there and wait. And I'm gonna beckon it.
okay.
I use that as here, kitty.
Awesome. The cat looks up, looks at you, and sure, yeah, goes charging about 20 feet at you.
Great.
Takes a big round step, and that's a natural 1. So as it leaps, it is going to miss.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Ruby.
Am I still within melee range?
That tiger is dead.
Oh,
you
yes.
You can move to make it to the new one.
Okay.
Not the new one, the second one.
Yes. Okay. I will cast Sacred Flame,
Okay.
and it must succeed a Dexterity saving throw.
That is 16 plus 2, 18.
Never mind.
Okay. Did you want to get in melee with it? Sacred Flame is a ranged attack, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. I was just wondering if I was going to take disadvantage for doing
Got it. Understood.
for doing
No,
one of my other range.
you are good. Evan.
I'm really enjoying watching this.
I will. Oh. Cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
Cat.
Wisdom save? Wisdom save. 15 plus 1, 16.
Yes. That
Yes.
saves. So it gets half.
Okay.
And you don't have to flee. So
Yep.
you're good. So 3d6.
Wow.
4, 8. So 4 points.
Okay. Quill.
He's within. I can
You,
get
yeah,
over
you
to
can
him.
get to him. Yeah,
Alright.
absolutely.
I'd like to drop the longbow where I'm standing
Okay.
and like stride over to him while slinging the glaive off my back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you do.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm
You're like
gonna
mad.
I'm gonna swing at this thing.
Stink.
I'm gonna slash at it.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be 21.
Hits.
All right, that's gonna be 11 points of slashing.
Oh yeah, he's looking rough.
Cool. I'm gonna spend another key point and do flurry of blows on him.
Okay. Roll your 2 attacks.
Get him.
I can't read this one.
No, this is
Yeah.
really hard.
Right? That one is an 11.
Miss.
The second one is a 15.
Hits.
Cool. That's gonna be and 5 points of.
Okay. Naria.
All right, I'm gonna go at the other one with my short sword again,
Okay.
and that is a plus 7. That's 23.
Hits.
Nice.
And hitting cats. As one does, and then that's 9 points of damage.
That's showtime.
Yes! This is my first showtime ever! Alright, so I'm assuming, I mean, are there rules? I don't know the rules
No,
to
no
showtime!
rules. How do you want to do it?
Alright, so I'm going to go up to this very large cat,
Mm-hmm.
kind of take another sip of my flask, put it back, and then using the sword as like a staff, I'm gonna stab it into the ground and then use that as momentum to get a nice kick right in the skull.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. You come spinning around the sword. It pivots in the dirt. A little bit of it sort of kicks up as you come around with 2 feet, one stepping off its shoulder, the other one just breaking its neck as the impact hits the side of its jaw and sort of snaps and twists upside down.
Nice. And I'm gonna turn around and go, I think I killed both these cats.
Well done.
What a beautiful reaping.
I'm just gonna start drinking.
Is this how it
Okay.
always is in this group?
I'm just gonna walk away.
The answer is yes.
I'm gonna go back to the
More or
other cat
less
and
it is.
retrieve my arrow.
Okay. Let's see.
You feeling okay?
It is broken.
Rather
Alright,
downtrodden.
I'm gonna
I have yet
retrieve
to
the
reap a
arrowhead
single
then.
soul on this
at the
quest.
very least.
Sure.
It's early.
That's
I can always
true.
make another
Yeah.
There
arrow.
should be more opportunities.
There should be.
I hope so.
We're also heading to a place probably filled with undead.
All with souls that need to
yes.
be reaped in later.
Oh,
rest.
that's true.
So
We can only hope.
pick up your spirits.
Thank you.
Spear.
You're welcome.
It's
Oh,
not a spear. Never mind. It would have been better if that was
Scythe.
a weapon. Scythe. That's
Ritz.
nope. That's not right.
No.
I'm gonna. Can I have some of your flask,
try.
darling? I think I obviously need it.
I'm gonna come back to Obsidian and go. Normally our group is pretty strange, but the one is reaping the dead. That one's like out there.
Good to know.
Okay.
I like secrets.
I like to whisper too.
Scythrits.
Are these tigers in any condition? Are the skins in any condition to
Yeah.
be
You
preserved?
may.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
gonna take the time.
I will take. Yeah.
I'll do that one. I'll do one of them.
There's two. I'll take one check, and if people are assisting, you may
Were they
have advantage.
tigers? You said?
Yeah.
Are they usually pack animals?
No. Tigers are.
Yeah,
Could've
that's
been
what I
tigers,
was. That's what I was trying to figure out. Can I track to see if they came from somewhere?
Solitary,
If there's a
or they
tiny kitten.
or they hunt in. pairs.
I just want to see if there's a
make
tiny.
survival
Kick it.
check.
I want to find a tiny tiger
Priority
kitten.
one.
I grew up in basically a
anyone like to
menagerie
help
of
you?
weird.
I'm
I'd
Oh, so
really
you
like
both
to
want
know,
to take-
please.
I think I'm just giving you advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
One roll for
Okay.
both.
What's another
Oh.
roll?
One roll for each.
What was I
Oh, for
rolling?
each.
One roll
Ah.
for each.
Ah. What is this? Animal? No.
Investigation.
Survival?
It's not animal handling.
I mean, theoretically.
That's a
I actually don't know. I'm just
Dead animal
You
handling.
you look around. You don't believe there's a baby kitten.
Man, I hope not, because I'm gonna feel really
Okay.
bad.
She's gonna assist me. Would anyone like to assist her? I suppose.
Would the death
Yeah,
cleric
I
like
can
to
assist you.
Who is trained in survival?
As in proficient?
Yeah.
Proficient.
Yes.
Proficient.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope. Most of us not.
Okay.
Just you two.
Um,
Just the
on
monks.
on the basic animals, I will say that anybody can assist you. When
Okay.
you start trying to reap parts from weird creatures, if you are not trained in survival, it doesn't help.
Okay. So what?
Okay, so yeah, I think there's So
So for
you
these
for
guys-
this works.
They could go.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, that's a good.
But if it's like a dragon.
Like, oh.
Because then there or like dragons,
Dragon
manticores,
will
things that have like
Poison,
dangerous
gland.
bits to them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Pointy.
you can kind of be there to like hold stuff, but if you don't know what you're doing,
pointy
you're like more at
an
risk
arm and
of
go.
You make it worse.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, let me grab this really difficult stabby bit.
And die.
Wait, it's an advantage though.
I know. I rolled a 1 and a 5.
Oh,
But with
What
that
is it?
5, I got a
Survival.
12.
Survival.
So
Okay.
Oh.
that becomes. So I got a
So
12.
That's
12.
gonna be 22.
22.
I'm like over here, nice. I turn around. I'm like, what?
I'm like shittily.
Like taking chunks off.
I will. Quill is able to recover the pelt in near mint condition.
get us
You
some money?
take some claws and the large incisors of the fangs. Off the bottom, you can leave them on the top if you want for like rug purposes. You can do with the head kind of how you
For
want,
rug
right?
purposes.
Yeah. I'll
The-
whatever we can get.
With a 12,
Yep.
the claws are ruined.
Yep.
Maybe a
The
cat
bottom
will
jaw
do
is ruined.
Yeah, kicked out a lot of the jaws.
Yeah.
To be fair.
But you did. It was difficult to work with. So there's no bottom jaw, but you do get the pelt. Perhaps not in mint condition, but good condition. Somebody make a rug out of it, or you like one of those weird like
I want a
hat
cloak.
cloak things.
I want one.
So yeah,
Just kind of subtly when no one's looking, like kind of put it on. I'm like,
it's still
You can buy
juicy
this
on the
one.
inside right now.
Oh, I
Like,
know.
It's not
I'm aware.
cured or anything. Like you're just
Yep.
great.
Just for a second, and then I think once I realize it's gross, I'm like, shit, and then I'm just gonna take it off.
Yeah, your hair is even more matted now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and fix it.
Okay. Great. You guys make your way back to the boat.
Nice.
So that is the 11th. You slept from the 11th to the
Jeremy,
12th.
look what we got.
And you guys make it back to the boat by the end of the 12th. He's like, were we going for tigers?
No, we got the herbs too.
You
Oh.
never go for tigers. They just sort of happen. They're an impulse buy. Or hunt.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Or a forced hunt.
They're an impulse ambush.
I know that
There you
pelts
go.
freak you out. To distract you, you want to have like a puppet show with our pelts.
They do not freak me out. I just do not like them.
You were just suggested a puppet show to keep her distracted?
We
with
did
our
on our
tigers.
last boat
You're my
adventure.
favorite.
We did.
We did a puppet show on the last
Oh my
adventure.
god. I'm just-
Encore.
Well,
I
we
would
need-
love to
we
see
don't have
this
the
puppet
shark.
show.
We need the
Smell.
shark jaw, the
Right,
one
we
that bit me. We reenacted a shark biting me in the
And
torso.
the genasi.
It was
I
very
see.
scary.
We do need the genasi, I suppose.
We could improvise with this.
I'm a good director, though. I can pretend.
Well, she has the other instrument.
Oh, that's right.
I have
Our
one. I'm
band
just
is
not.
missing a member.
I mean, I have one. I'm just not proficient in it yet. I have an instrument. I could try.
Maybe
Are you a
later, dear.
monk?
What do you play?
An
You cannot
ocarina.
join that.
The ocarina of time.
Oh.
I'm dead serious. It's upstairs.
Even Naria rolls her eyes. As in character, like,
That's
canon.
fine. I would, for fun, later on that ride, then I'd like to just sit in the crow's nest and play.
Okay.
Can I make a performance check for that?
Sure.
Just in case I'm learning it. I'm still learning it. But I'm. That's terrible. Hey, hold on, wait.
Oh.
That's a 13.
It's not for a beginner. It's
Yeah,
not,
for a beginner, it's not awful,
It's not the
but-
worst. It's not
Flush all of you.
great to listen to,
That's
but
why I decided to play it away from people
Sure.
when I'm practicing.
Right.
Sure.
Like, never mind, they didn't
sound
take it out.
disseminates over all of us.
It actually absorbs into the sails, depending on where you're sitting.
Oh.
Yeah.
the elves are
So
still
yeah,
not
I'm not.
happy.
Yeah.
The elves are still not happy. No. Do you want to hear some good music?
Yes, please.
All right.
as you guys are traveling, it is good weather, good wind. Jeremy is masterful at the sails, is able to eke out a day off of the remaining 10 days you had. So you arrive 9 days later, puts you at the 21st of Champions. As you guys are coming around the cliff face, you see high up on the cliffs, you can see large stone walls, battlements that encircle the city that was once the center of the Arcadian Straits. You are led toward, you sail towards the end of the small peninsula, and there is a small cove just sort of around the bend after you have made visual.
Around the river bend.
Thank
Yep.
you so much.
I know, I was waiting for
That
it.
was unfinished in my head.
I know. I was like, it needs to be there, please.
Do we look once more? Just around?
Not on the river yet.
Oh,
Ah.
I know.
And how many colors are in the wind?
all of them.
How
Let's
drunk
keep
are
this
you?
going on.
Yeah, I'm like
Wingapo, viewers.
You, as you guys watch, the cove has a it drops anchor in the cove. There is an overgrown path that leads deeper into the wilderness, and there is a cliff face pass along the backside that leads up to where the empty empire awaits.
I say, why do you always face cliffs?
And with that, we're gonna take our break.
All right.
Oh.
Remember to, this is your last chance to post in the chat with the hashtag Noble Dwarf. And during the break, we're going to be picking a winner from that. But you've got like 10 seconds to put those in if you didn't already. And we're going to be choosing a winner from the chat room when we come back.
All right.
Good
All
luck.
right, we'll see you
We'll
in
see you
minutes.
guys in 15 minutes. We're back. So thank you guys for entering the contest. Do we know who the winner is?
I'm gonna roll it live here, because there are few enough of you that we have a dice. Actually, up to 20 of you, we still could have rolled a dice. So, we are going to roll a die.
100.
If I hit, well, up to 100 we could have, yeah. If I hit, it's just gonna be a d6, but there are only 5 of you, so if I hit a 1, we're gonna re-roll. It's vicious. These are my Kraken dice, by the way. They're brand new. This is the first time I've rolled them, for anything real. They were the mystery bag, and they're beautiful. All right. So that is going to be Bigfoot 53. Private message us, and we're going to we'll get your information. PM us, and we'll get that sent out to you. We'll get your sizes and everything like that, and we will get in touch with you and send you out one of our fancy shirts.
Yay!
And
Go Sasquatch.
Go Sasquatch.
You
Yes.
do exist.
But no one will ever be able to see the photos of it because it's just gonna be blurry.
Yeah.
You gotta stay still for a photo, buddy. Okay. All right.
Walking ad now, man.
So, congratulations, and we will get back into it now.
All right. So, when last we left our heroes, you all had recently bested a couple of tigers in a forest. You had done what you could to skin and acquire their pelts. You were journeying to the Empty Empire, the former capital of the Arcadian Straits, when that had suffered some sort of magical disaster, from what rumors tell you, and how very few ever return from. You come in search of treasure, not just for yourselves, but to fund the Free Arcadian Coalition of Knights, the group of revolutionaries that are attempting to keep the Arcadian Straits free and weird, as you all are.
Just like Portland.
Hashtag free and weird.
Portland and Austin, and
Yes.
and the Arcadian Straits.
Yep. Same,
Keep
same.
Yeah.
the Arcadian Straits weird. We're gonna get that shirt made.
Yeah.
We just got our first merch idea, guys. Yes! Keep the vote in the chat. Tell us if we should get a Keep the Arcadian Straits weird shirt, because we will.
Yes.
Noble Dwarf Printing. Carry on.
You had recently dropped anchor. The shore skimmer had, after, what is it, 13, I think you guys are up to like 15 days journey, after your brief stop to hunt for herbs and to kill tigers.
That was a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tigers are always a bonus. Oh. You are rowed ashore, and you begin to follow the paths. I will take investigation checks as you traverse the low grass, very rocky terrain leading up to the Empty Empire.
18 as well.
3.
Investigation.
Oh, girl!
Mm-hmm.
You have a
13.
No, you have
18,
with
18
the-
as well.
That's with the plus
Investigation, 21.
Okay.
Bard coming in hot.
You guys, the only bit of life that you guys see around here, there are some grasses that grow up and around the rocks. The terrain here is a lot of broken stone that some vegetation is finding life out of. You do find, as you are keeping a keen eye out, very cautious on your approach, the dangers of the Empty Empire have been noted to you many times. You find tiny carrion corpses, birds, as well as mice and rats.
She got excited.
She's ready to kill
dead
somebody.
things!
Mice, rats, moles, a lot of rodents, those sort of things, and the birds that hunt them. But there are no high trees. There are very few bushes or shrubs. So it is a desolate and difficult place, as life here seems to be stifled, just by some account. As you had noted, many of the locations here in the Arcadian Straits are built on cliff faces, up near the top of edges that overlook the water. partly for safety. With such a high amount of pirates in the region, the ancient times, times when many of these buildings were built, cannons and ballistas and other weapons of range that were mundane didn't have the capacity to shoot at such high and far distances. There's also an ability to watch for oncoming ships. The lowlands, when they were inhabited, were often raided. So it's one of the reasons that these places tend to get built up high. As you guys are approaching, it takes you a couple of hours. And you sort of make your way up there. It's sort of like hiking through the hills. Just a lot of up and down. And then suddenly you start going up and don't stop. And you sort of weave and wind your way along this path. And then you hit a plateau. And as you guys see stretched out before you are these high walls of gray and blue stone, sheen and smooth. In the distance, you can see a massive gate of iron, black, and trimmed in brasses that glint in the light. Even at this distance, it is construction which far outstrips the small pirate town that you have recently come from. This was built to last. You can see it is about 40 feet up that the battlements, 40, maybe 50 feet up, where the battlements crest. You can see towers every 300 feet or so as this large wall extends beyond your visual range. You can sort of see where it catches out on the horizon and then strips back towards the mountains. What would you guys like to do as you approach?
Check for traps everywhere.
Okay.
That is my job right now,
Investigation.
is to check
Okay.
for traps.
What are you
Oh.
investigating for? You're investigating for
Yes.
traps. What are you investigating for?
Recent signs of like disturbances in the
Okay.
location. If
Sure. I will take that. And what are you
Checking for the presence of magic.
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to do a perception check for any alive woodland creatures.
Okay.
I just want to do a general perception check to see if there are things watching us.
Okay.
Basically.
Sure.
Can I ritual detect magic as well?
Yes, you may.
Cover different areas.
Modified 20 for the traps.
Nope.
Okay. There seems to be no mechanical or man-made traps.
Okay.
If you get near the edges of the cliff face, looks like some of those rocks are loose.
Okay.
That there is some chance or risk of falling,
I point that out to everyone, by the way.
Stay away from the edge. All right.
but that's more a natural occurrence.
Yeah, no.
But still a danger.
Still a danger. That's fine.
Yep.
That's what I'm here for.
Do you have the detect magic spell?
No.
Then roll an Arcana check for me.
Okay.
All right.
Do I go? Because I already rolled my dice.
That's fine.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
that's
do
fine.
That's 11.
11.
Mhm.
While you can't pinpoint magic without the spell or the ritual, the area does pervade a ominous sense. It is thick. The air has a bit of energy or sort of hum to it. That being one that is in tune with the arcane elements, you can sort of feel that, yeah, it is a magical area. It is an area where magic lingers heavily.
We best stay on our guard then, huh?
I rolled a 9.
You find holes which you think moles live in, but you have not seen the moles themselves.
Also, they're prairie dogs.
They're just mere.
I 16.
take a time.
You get the feeling of eyes upon you. You don't really see what anyone that is looking at you, but you get the feeling that your presence is known.
Great.
Gotcha. I 13.
What were you rolling for?
I was looking for any like recent signs that anyone had been there recently.
You do see hoof prints for shoot horses.
Okay.
Detect magic ritual.
Yes. Believe Detect Magic can tell you the school.
Yes.
There's nothing in specific that glows. You get the same sort of sense of magical energy in the air in the region. You do find traces of necromancy as well as transmutation.
Okay. This place feels like home.
Oh, that's
Do
comforting.
you guys feel that?
Not my home.
It's so
I
nice.
think that's a good thing.
I don't think it's a good thing either.
I think if
Were
she
the
likes
prints
it, it's definitely
leading
not a good
anywhere in
thing.
particular?
Some go to the gate, some go away from it, some go sort of around the wall. You guys are about 500 feet from the gate at this point.
Can I tell how research leads anyone?
You can make a survival check.
Nope. That would be an 8.
Yeah? Nope.
Nope. Nope, I can't. Tried, guys. But I'm
You tried.
I'm not a survivalist. But I do point them out.
Yes.
Tracks. I don't know if these were made by recent visitors or...
Probably horses.
Thanks, Quill. I'm not that stupid.
You're welcome.
Yo.
Oh, Quill.
What a guy.
You silly Quill.
Silly Quilly.
Not understand sarcasm.
It was right there.
It was
Come
right there.
The whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time.
Silly Quilly.
Silly Quilly.
Tricks every kid.
Okay.
Sure, if we actually called Quill that, he would straight up murder us.
Oh, dead.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
dead. So much dead.
He was okay.
I don't think he understands the concept of this kind of nickname
This is true.
necessarily.
I think you're right.
Correct?
I mean, he has nicknames for all of you.
Well, yes, but they're very structured.
does he now? Oh my!
Now I want to know, but I don't think this was in
I know this is
He wouldn't
definitely
tell
not
us
in game, but
in-game.
now I'm
Called
new
Pippin
mission.
by the
Uh-huh.
names, so I have said it to you before.
Really? No, I wasn't paying attention. Shall we to the gate, or is there somewhere else that we should possibly go?
Well, do you want to see if there's a side or back door somewhere? Especially if our presence is known, as you mentioned. It might not be prudent to go in just through the front, necessarily.
Right, but we know there's a cliff on the back.
Well, we'll just see as far as we can get and just check if there's any secret doors.
Okay.
Secret tunnel.
Great. So the cliff face is relatively nearby.
Yeah. But if
Um,
there's anywhere.
yeah, so that's kind of within view. If
Okay.
you want to head that way first, or do you want to go away from the cliff face first?
Away from the cliff face,
Okay.
I feel like.
Okay. Yeah, so that's to the south.
What was there away from the cliff face?
I don't know, but I just know that there is one side of us that's covered if we go towards the cliff face, because we know nothing can come up it.
Well, yes, that's fair, but we
Go
also
both
I'm
ways.
trying to gamble on the odds. I mean, I can
We're
check
not
both.
split
That's
this way.
fine. I can check both. I worry about the
Six of us.
structural integrity.
Yep.
One of us is expensive.
Does cliff face drop off? We're on top of it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not covered. It's
The
I
edge
mean,
of the city, the
yeah,
walls
edge
of the edge of the
yeah.
city go
So
up
I
to the
didn't,
cliff.
for safety reasons, I was trying to avoid.
Well, you can't go
yeah,
around.
exactly. We
fair
can't
enough.
go
Yeah.
around.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
So I was gonna go the other way then.
Yeah, I mean,
Where there might be
You-
a secret door.
Yeah.
you see that there is like a very small bit of cliff left
Ledge.
outside
Nah.
the.
Nah.
Yeah, there's a bit of ledge,
Nah.
but
I'm good.
okay.
I've played video games. That's how you die.
You start,
Respawn.
you start
Even
losing
Spyro
pixels, at
falls
least.
off at the at cliff edge, y'all. Like, okay, yeah, I'd like to go to the south then, please.
Any
Okay.
yellow handholds?
Are you
Um,
going by yourself or
No.
I mean,
Great.
I would
I'm
like to.
going
I would like to
with you.
specifically invite people who can stealth.
I can do that.
I can definitely do that.
Good. That's all. All of you
I'll do it
allowed.
as well.
Stay. All right. I would like to stealth and then check for the doors.
I'm small,
Shall we
but
not
I'm not
split
great
the
at
party?
I'm not gonna go. I don't want to go too far out of visual
Oh,
range.
okay.
I don't want to like disappear all the way by myself. I'm not gonna scout to the whole area and come back and be like, guys, I died, but it's fine. I found the door. Like,
You would probably come back, actually.
Yeah, if we're
definitely would. So no, I don't want to go super far out of visual range. And I have message, so I can keep in contact with somebody as a
500
cantrip.
feet.
Yeah, exactly. So that's way farther than That's pretty far out. So I'm fine sneaky stealthing myself or bringing stealthy people with me. But
Okay.
I try to leave the louder people here.
Great.
But we can communicate and I can
Okay.
Cool.
So you start to go. Who is make your stealth attempt?
I'll go.
Anybody
I'll go
that's
as
going
well.
with her, make a stealth
Nice.
attempt.
I will stay with these two.
I will stay because I have disadvantage on stealth. I just realized that.
I'm very good at stealthing, but
21.
I
21.
haven't
15.
hit something successfully.
Excuse me. Hi, dissonant whisper.
That's talking about
It is difficult stealth from the battlements. Those are above you. There's not a lot of cover to be found. You guys are not making a lot of noise in the gravel as you're traveling. You're getting low. The grass isn't quite high enough to cover you, but
Try to
you're
be quiet.
you're being quiet. Yeah, some of you slightly more so than others, but yeah, you guys are making a good effort.
I'd like to be.
Yeah,
feeling
make an
for-
investigation check as you check these walls.
Oh, that's not great. Oh fuck. Okay. It was good and then it tipped over.
Oh.
I hate that. Investigation. 17.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be any secret entrances or cracks in the walls. The walls look pristine, almost like they've never been assaulted.
But they had pirates who came through here, though. Pirates are not known for their subtlety. I think they would have launched a full-scale attack, but this is not walls that have seen battle.
Something seems off about this to me.
Definitely does.
Maybe something just happened inside the city exclusively.
Well, that's a little terrifying.
Oh, yeah,
How far down have we gone?
I'll give you the full 500 feet. I mean, that'll be
Okay.
like 10 rounds, so
Yeah,
a minute.
we'll come back. Because I don't want to circumnavigate the whole city. Because that seems
Oh, no,
like
that
a
would
terrible
take-
idea.
It is a very large
yeah,
city.
no, I don't wanna do
to-
that.
To make it to the corner and then go back
No.
around. And
No,
it's-
I'm just gonna go back. I just wanted to see if there's anything nearby, a servant's entrance, like of sorts for the city. But no. Okay, well,
Trader's Gate, perhaps?
yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. Actually, like where the carts go in. Cool. How high are the walls?
50 feet,
Oh, that's doable.
5 stories.
That's doable.
To do what?
For those of us who don't trust the door and just want to scale.
While they're investigating, I feel very pulled towards the door, and I'm just walking
Well, yeah, it
like
feels like home.
a few inches, just every couple of minutes, just
Mhm.
slowly
Maybe
towards the door.
You alright there?
The door looks like maybe we should knock on it.
It's a gate. You want to knock on the gate?
It is a
Oh, it's a barred iron door?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a barred iron door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's a full on door.
Oh, so I can't see through it.
No.
Okay.
No, there is no seeing through it.
I feel like if we knock on it, maybe there will be something awaiting us that's inviting us in.
Do you want to ask your god?
Oh,
Or goddess?
goddess.
Right, figured.
The goddess.
Right.
I do not have augury,
Mm.
but I will meditate upon this for a moment.
So before we go knocking.
Yes.
Right.
Would you all like to pray with me?
no.
All right.
If you're
I
sure.
think I'm good on that one. Yeah.
Make a religion check.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hooray!
You're praying, right?
Yes, I am.
Alright. Make a religion check.
Girl, you praying, right?
13. Switching the dice back.
It is a good prayer.
It is?
Yeah.
Hooray!
That's all though.
So, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That was very helpful.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yep. Glad I asked you.
So I'm still walking towards the door.
You are.
Okay.
You are feeling that draw. So the door there is a wrought iron gate, and the doors are sort of behind it, so that when you can see the doors will open and the gate can raise. Or lower. The door itself is pretty tall, 25 feet, about half the way. So the gate rolls up into the stonework that is above for those battlements and can lower back down. It's very heavy. You can tell the wrought irons are, 4 to 6 inches. I mean, they're just solid, heavy pieces of metal. That are there. As you get close, you slowly inch your way there. They come back, and you are sort of feeling the urge to touch it.
Do you have a mage hand?
No.
Oh, I do.
You do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Touch it with the mage hand.
100% I will do that. Absolutely.
Not the actual hand.
No, that's usually how I touch things for the first time. The boys get very mad at me. Sorry. So,
No,
yes.
it doesn't get it.
I wouldn't expect you would. I would like to suggest everyone take a couple steps back just in case.
No, thank you.
Okay. I step a little bit in front of the weird halfling just in case.
Okay.
And I cast Mage Hand and I reach out and I touch the door.
Reach and touch me.
Cool.
Nothing?
No.
What kind of door is it?
It's a
Like a big...
big oak door behind a wrought iron gate. Double doors, big.
Yeah.
Like,
can I see if there's a way
Gothic
that...
arch double doors.
Yeah, when nothing happens, can I see if there's a way that I can unlock this?
And while
Or
you're doing that,
it's
I'm
even
like
locked.
just
Yeah,
sort
exactly.
of leaning to the
Yep.
side and walking past him. Pardon me, and going towards the door to knock on it.
Okay. You knock on the door. You looking at the door, there is no locking mechanism. You suspect it is the weight of the gate is part of the deterrent as far as being able to just open it from the outside. It takes winches and horses in order to lift it. The doors themselves are large, probably barred from the other side. Far more secure than putting a lock on a city wall.
Well, that was my plan. That's my plan B, so,
As you are knocking, you hear the gate rumble as the doors, something heavy knocks back.
Oh, hail and well met.
I grab her and try to pull her back away.
I immediately start scaling the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm pulling her away. Come on, let's go. And yeah, I'm gonna try to follow her.
I'm gone.
How tall is the grass?
The grass,
Yeah.
knee height.
I don't know if I can hide.
Do you have Mask of the
I
Wild?
do have Mask of the Wild.
Yes,
which-
good.
That's if you have.
yeah.
That's it.
Very
I mean,
tall is the thing.
If you had
I
like
just
a
disappear.
They have a sapling. Just hold it in front of your face. It's
We
the
left it on
wild.
the ship.
I puppeteer the sapling.
It is Groot.
We
Mask
leave
of
the
the
sapling
Wild
for
is
the door
from
and
being
run.
an Outlander.
Yeah.
So that's like
Uh,
making
Wood elf. It's what's
uh,
wood elf.
wood elf.
Yeah.
Is it a magical ability?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
It
had
is.
it when I was
Yeah.
a
You're
little.
able to just.
You can attempt to hide even when you are only lightly obscured by natural phenomena.
So foliage,
So,
heavy rain, snow,
That's
mist.
fine. You could. You would have to be prone.
Okay.
You can't. If you lay down in the grass,
Yeah.
you can
You can't be ready
obscure
to go.
yourself,
Yeah.
but you can't
I'm just
be
gonna...
standing up.
I mean, like, I'm gone.
Picturing him weirdly
You
squatting.
can't see me
I'm just gonna-
exactly.
I'm just gonna sigh and unsling the glaive.
Okay.
Just be like,
Are you fighting me?
I am like, yes, I'm like kicking and punching.
Then
and, like,
I'm
trying to
dropping
get
her
to
and
it.
I'm going after Naria. If she's gonna fight me and
You
not
going
gonna
after me or you
climb,
following me?
I'm following you.
Okay, I thought you were going
Yeah.
And I'm running to the door.
What are you attempting to climb? When you look at the gate, so the gate goes up, but there is a overhang
Okay.
of ceiling of rock.
Okay.
Because the gate, so it's gate, and then up here
Right, like
there's
an-
rock on both sides, so it goes up into the rock face
Gotcha.
of the wall. So you're gonna try to climb the gate, or you're gonna go out and try to climb the wall.
Initially I was gonna try and do the wall, but if there's an awning,
The walls, I mean, maybe the walls are smooth.
that's right.
Grappling hook.
You guys, there's a door right here.
Yes, and it's terrifying as fuck. And I pull out my thing and I go to Noria. You want? Grappling hook.
Yes.
Let's go. I'm gonna try to throw it.
And I'm
Yeah.
calling out, we're sent on behalf of We Jazz, we're Reapers of Souls.
Okay.
Wow.
That's the way
As
to.
I'm flying up, going, what?
What am I rolling for this grappling hook?
Make a ranged attack
14. So that's dex, right?
roll. Yes.
19.
Sure.
Good.
You hurl it up there.
After you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Immediately up.
Before you start to climb, what are you up to? And you up to?
I'm bracing myself. I grab my quarterstaff as the defensive move, and
Okay.
I'm kind of observing how to proceed.
Okay.
I'm kind of like following her,
Okay.
trying to
seems
prevent her
interesting.
death, but
Okay.
like not because that's what she wants.
Sure.
See, I've gained followers for We Jazz.
Quill,
Again,
what are you?
Eldorado. You're like,
Yes.
I give you theme music. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh god, that's
straight
funny.
up picturing this.
Quill, what are you up to?
Yeah, I am blonde.
I have the glaive out, and I'm just kind of like, all right, fine. If it's gonna keep rumbling, then I'm gonna shift to a defensive stance.
Okay. You guys get the grappling hook up to the top. You have the rope. You're about to start climbing. You hear a loud click as metal rings, and the gate begins to slowly raise. And you can hear the clicking of gears and winches. And from beyond, I'll take let's give a perception check.
From everyone.
From everybody?
Yeah, sure.
Heyo.
Oh man.
23.
17.
17.
6.
24.
We're so
Okay.
close to being.
Yep, and then it drops. Yep.
Everyone except for Obsidia can hear the hoofbeats
Oh.
against the gravel and stone on the other side as they begin to. You think that the hooves are what's pulling the winches to raise that massive gate. The gate is climbing. Are you guys going to start scaling the wall? You can hear it start to raise.
Maybe if they're welcoming us.
Stay and see what happens.
And also, if they're welcoming us in, we should probably not be sneaking up.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll leave it there just in case.
Okay. The gate gets about halfway. Anything else you guys want to do at this point?
I cast thaumaturgy on myself, so my eyes are flickering flames, and
Okay.
I have like ominous whispers fill the air around us.
Awesome.
I'm gonna start drinking.
Gate,
So agree to them.
Yes.
Right. If we need to attack them.
I don't know why we would need to attack them. They seem like our people.
Did they attack us first?
Okay, then we could defend ourselves.
Just making sure.
Okay,
Alright. Yeah.
When you say our people, what does that mean?
like fellow reapers.
Let her have this one, it's fine. Just let her have this
But
one.
we're not being reaped.
Just
Oh no, we don't want to be reaped. Yeah, that's
Just
why
making
we're
sure
not
we're fair.
being reaped, is because we reap more souls than other people.
Oh, alright.
Yeah,
her logic's actually
that's why we
not
just.
bad.
No, it's not.
It's solid.
Yeah.
Capitalism at its finest.
Terrifying, but solid.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I would like to still stay, because it's like 60 feet of rope. I would still like to stay holding it just in case, but kind of drift out so I can see what's happening. I'm just like
would be
leashed
50
to the
feet.
50. Sorry, I'm just leashed to the wall a little bit.
Okay.
I like that cat.
Curiosity, have you said the name of your goddess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I recognize it?
You can make a religion check.
No, it's an 11.
Haven't heard of it.
Okay.
So the gate is nearing the top now. It gets locked into place. The only thing that remains are these 6-inch sort of spikes that drive into the ground. And you can hear the heavy bars of the door shifting and beginning to be pulled out of place. And they thud and scrape as wood on wood rips and tears. The heavy clunking of them dropping to the ground, and then slowly doors begin to open, creaking on the hinges that have so rarely moved, slightly rusted into place. You begin to hear from the other side and the hoofbeats have ceased, and then in the death of the silence comes a neighing. 1, then 2, then 3, as their hooves beat into the dirt slowly. As the gate parts, you can see behind there a skeletal horse with barding and armor, and atop them is a pale-skinned visage of life without life, its fingers long, gripping at a spear, the helmet and armor that it wears ancient, hundreds of years old, and a long, slathering tongue, licking about the flesh, wrapping around its neck and then retracting back. As the doors continue to open, a second one and a third. The 3 mounted centurions. The first one croaks out a few words. Need you all to roll initiative.
Yeah, you
Oh
do.
my God.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Good.
that's horrible. Oh my gosh.
Just to be clear, these
Mm-hmm.
aren't your people.
I'm starting to suspect now.
I'm starting to suspect that.
Wait, that's starting.
No.
You're only starting.
Is your initiative so +2?
They
to
might not
whatever you
even
roll?
be
Good,
my
I'm
horses. I'm not sure.
All right.
Nice.
Might not
No.
even be my voice.
Dang it.
Take it.
Okay. Anybody above a 20?
Oh no.
22.
Yes, thank you.
22. Okay.
Rolling everything. Come on. Which of you is going to give a good roll during this fight? Go.
19. 18.
18.
18.
You're funny.
17.
17.
That's not gonna suck. 16, 15, 14, 13.
13.
12, 11, 10,
10.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
3.
Yeah, you
Oh my girl.
do. Yep.
Initiation.
Initiation, yeah.
Initiation.
That's the way you do it.
Oh,
All right.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How does necrotic damage affect undead?
You are unsure.
Okay.
On your turn, I'll let you make a religion or arcana check to find out.
Okay.
Typically not,
But you are
Then we just hit one with it and find out what
unsure.
happens.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
For visualization, they are 25 feet from us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say 25 feet from those that are closest to the gate.
Okay.
Those of you that were right up on the gate.
And there are 4 of them, correct?
There are 3.
Three.
Oh, okay. Only 3 dead horses.
Just the 3.
They're like
Three.
like humanoid sized, like regular sized horses, regular sized people?
Yeah, regular sized
Okay.
horses, regular sized people. They are not giants by any means. You are unsure what was causing the knocking at this point, but we'll see if you get there.
This is fun.
Naria.
Don't get into melee with
Naria,
us
you're-
right now. Just give me one round of it.
Naria, you're up.
Okay.
Oh, can you? How much is your movement? 45?
Yes.
So you're good there.
Yeah. In a wave of horror and panic, I'm just going to draw my sword and just go for its head, but whilst screaming.
As one does.
Yeah. And it's not like a triumphant scream, it's a, what is that?
What are you attacking? The horses or the riders? The riders are on top of the horses. They're way up there.
Goodness, I did not realize
Yeah.
that they were in fact mounted. Sorry,
Yes,
you
they
did
are.
say that.
They
I'm
are
gonna
mounted.
go for the scary horse with the tongue.
The people have the tongues.
Oh
Horses are
god,
skeletons.
everyone's got the weird
Everyone's
tongues.
weird.
People got the tongues.
People got the
sorry.
tongues. Horses are just skeletons.
These horses don't have tongues?
Oh
No.
no,
No,
there's
I
skeletons.
know, I'm kidding.
That's why I was
You guys
really
know.
freaked out. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
just a skeleton with a tongue?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for the horse regardless.
Okay.
With my short sword.
Got it.
Screaming into oblivion.
Okay.
And that is a 14.
14 barely hits.
Awesome. Is the horse still upright?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You gotta roll.
You didn't roll
damage.
damage.
Oh, I'm too freaked out.
She's hoping that she gets capped it and the bones shattered.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, not really. 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
He's like, you just hit it.
Yeah.
Sorry, forgot the
Made
second part of the whole
contact.
hitting
That's
the
all you
thing.
Yeah.
Duh.
Any other actions?
No, I think I'm probably too horrified that I even got up to it.
Okay.
Yep.
So it just.
Okay. Yvonne.
I am going to, because I'm still holding on that rope, I'm going to use all the movement I can to get partway back up the wall.
Okay. You're gonna dash as a bonus action?
No. So I know I'll only get 15 feet up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine because that's still more level with the riders for
Okay.
when they come around. I am going to, sort of wrap my arm in so that I can let go and use this hand if I need to, but I'm still kind of you do like
Sure.
3 loops.
I got you.
So like
Okay.
a contortionist, if I let go, I can just fall.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna kind of wrap, but I'm not using that hand right now anyway. I'm gonna cast Ice Knife again.
Okay.
Yes. So let's see if that hits. Natural 20. It does. Good God! Thank you, Kraken Dice.
What are you attacking?
I'm attacking one of the riders. Like it's gonna be. They're all within 5 feet of each other right now, though. So the spot. Are any of them close to each other?
The rider and the horse are close to
Okay.
each other. The horses are large creatures,
Yeah.
so they're
Okay, so they're going to be
further
spaced a little
apart.
farther apart.
Yeah.
That's fine. Then there was one who looked like the leader, right?
Yes.
Hitting that guy.
Got
It
it.
will also hit his horse
Okay.
when the splash damage happens.
Yeah.
But
Roll damage
um,
on the
the
initial hit.
1d10, so I get to roll it twice. Hello, d10. I'll just roll these two. So that is 3 and 2 points of damage.
5.
So 5. And then also please make a hit. The target and each creature. So he and the horse both need to make a dex save.
Okay.
13 is my DC.
Okay. Horse is a 12. The rider is a 13.
Okay, so horse takes the damage. Horse takes 10 points of cold damage.
Nice.
Yes.
Chili horse.
Yeah.
The splash damage doesn't double.
No, I didn't double it.
Great.
I just rolled 2d6.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's just the initial hit is the crit.
Yep.
And then that's
Yep.
fine. I
Great.
figured.
Evan,
One of those.
Yeah.
what would you like to do?
So they're like 10 feet away from each other?
From each other? Yeah. For 10 feet from the leader. The other two are.
So it's like a V.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like geese
Yes.
of death.
Yes. I would like to cast Shatter.
Okay.
Yes.
On the one, I guess, in the back corner. So like as far away from Naria as possible. If
Okay.
that makes sense.
Sure.
So the range won't hit our companions. Yes.
Sure.
Cool. So it's a Constitution save.
Okay. What is the area of that effect?
10 feet.
10 feet. Okay, so you're going to catch the back one and the leader.
Sure.
Great. Okay. Leader saves. The horse he's riding save. The other guy completely fails.
Okay.
He and his horse.
They just
They-
failed.
Yeah.
Me and the
just
horse you
Okay.
rode in on.
Both.
There it is.
So. Oh, cool. 14 for the one that fails and 7 for the one that saves.
Okay.
That's thunder damage if it matters.
Nope. Cool. Leader's looking real rough. The other guys are not looking great. But there we go.
Cool.
Uh, yes. So, Naria, the skeletal horse that is right next to you after this wave of thunder hits it from the back begins to buck and stomp. And that is a 23 to hit you.
That hits.
Okay. And that is 12 points of bludgeoning damage as it brings its hooves and just sort of stomps down on you.
Yeah. Oh.
The rider that you just hit pulls his horse to the side and begins to charge. As they lay in to you, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
14.
14 saves. But you do still take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as the horse runs through you. You're able to stay straight up. You don't go prone, but it does sort of clip you. And the rider is right there. It looks like he's preparing to attack you. The other one comes charging out at Ruby. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as well.
9.
Okay, 9 fails, but I didn't roll great, so that is 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
But you are knocked prone. As the horse comes galloping up to you, its skeletal legs, the magic holding it together, their thick bones, and just sort of checks you and sends you scattering to the floor. The hoof beats down around you as they're threatening to stomp you. Ruby, you are up.
Okay, can I stand?
You can.
Okay, how many of them are still within 30 feet of me?
Within 30 feet of you, all of
So I
them.
was at the front. Hooray!
You were at the front, all of them.
In the name of Ouijas, I channel divinity to turn undead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All undead within 30 feet that can see and hear me must make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Amazing.
The ones that are closest to you, the ghast will succeed with an 18. The horse fails. The ones that are closest to
Me.
thank you, Evan. Both fail. DC was 13, correct?
No, 14.
Still fail.
Yes.
And the leader succeeds with a natural 20. His horse fails.
Okay. So if they fail, they're turned for 1 minute or until
Okay.
they take any damage.
Okay.
When they're turned, they move away, never within 30 feet of me. They can do no reactions or actions other than dash
Okay.
or dodge if they have nowhere to dash.
Does it say that they have to move as a reaction, or is that just on their turn?
Move away, never within 30 feet of me. No reactions or action other than dash. I'm sorry. I don't-
So on their turn.
Like, do they have to move now, or do they have to move on their turn?
If it doesn't specify, then it's on their turn.
It does not specify.
Okay. Quill.
Okay.
I'm sorry. How bad do you look?
I got half my HP out.
But you're probably far from me, huh?
She's within 25 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, can I use my bonus action to healing word?
Yes, you may.
Okay, cool.
Good call.
Thank you.
5.
Better than nothing.
Huh.
Thank you.
Okay. Quill.
Okay, how
No.
how
Never mind. Okay.
far away from the leader am I? Because I was like I was probably the farthest one back. Because I
What's
didn't go
your
towards the
speed?
gate.
45?
My speed is 45.
I can say you'll still be able to make it to the leader, but you are going to be moving past the other riders as you do.
Yeah, but they're
The horse and one rider and his
Okay.
horse, they can't take reactions. There's still one rider that can.
okay.
Um,
So the horse won't just run away from me. That'd be funny.
Be really fun.
Then the leader's horse would do, and I would just be chasing a dead horse.
Oh, that's an image.
I'm gonna go beat a dead horse.
No need
guys.
to. Yeah,
I'm
don't
gonna
beat
go
it.
a dead
Don't
horse.
beat it, guys.
Don't beat it.
Can I get to him and still attack?
you can.
All right, then I'm gonna run to the leader.
Yeah.
Is the other guy gonna attack me? On my
Yes,
way
he
over?
is. 18.
Oh, it just hits. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is... He has a sword. So that is wrong damage. 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
14.
You save. You feel your muscles begin to tense up as this necrotic energy sets in, and it's almost like rigor mortis, but you fight through it and you push your way.
Okay. I'm gonna take a swing at the leader with my glaive.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, that's gonna be a miss. That's an 11.
11 misses.
Okay. I'm gonna. Do I want to punch the horse, guys?
Always.
Yes.
You always want to
Alright,
punch the horse.
I will. Oh wait, that's a monk weapon, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my bonus action to make an unarmed strike on the horse.
Okay.
Punch the horse.
Bonus action, I'm gonna punch the horse. That is going to be a 13.
Barely misses.
Ooh.
The armor that it has, the barding, is more well kept than you would expect on a skeletal horse. And as you catch it where the neck would be, the armor just sort of rings and it feels hollow. After Quill, the gas attack. The one that is fighting Evan is completely afraid and is going to run.
Attack of opportunity.
You do, absolutely. Yes,
Swing by
he's
right
going
here.
to ride away with its horse.
Yay. Nope.
Yeah.
Good.
I tried.
You
It
did.
caught me off guard.
You did
Yeah.
try.
I did.
Yep.
You didn't expect it to
didn't
turn
expect
tail.
it.
I
Yeah.
did not.
Yeah.
I did
You
not.
did not. It's like, yeah.
No one
it
expects
charged
turn
at me,
undead.
and then it just ran away, and I was like,
What?
okay.
You're welcome.
We need that.
Or
Better yet, you're
No
like,
one
yeah, you
expects
better run.
No one expects.
No one expects turn undead.
Nobody expects turn undead.
Yeah, nobody.
The other gas that is fighting Ruby, it dismounts because it can feel the horse begin to turn and pull. So it jumps off of its horse, lands next to you. Its long sword, it grips with both hands. You can see its long, spindly fingers snake up the blade, and even though it's sort of cutting it as it goes, it comes to bring a two-handed strike down against you. That is
Ow, indeed.
16.
That hits.
And it's a D10 held with two hands. That is 4 points of slashing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution save.
Cool.
I'm singing that damn chant from Series of Unfortunate Events now. What can't be beat? A dead horse.
Yeah!
Catherine made me start watching that, and I hate it.
So
Good.
good.
Constant?
Yeah.
I got a 4, a robust 4.
Robust.
Robust force.
Yeah.
Wow.
You tried.
You
I
feel
tried.
You feel the familiar rigor mortis of death set in
Oh,
about your muscles. You are paralyzed. For
Oh
one turn.
dear.
At the end of your turn, you may repeat the saving throw.
oh, that's exciting.
Okay.
The leader also dismounts his horse, as his horse is terrified. Quill, you are right next to him, so he is going to come leaping off with a similar finger-bound sword attack.
Cool.
Yeah.
You don't want this sword.
I don't.
That is
I'm
a
gonna guess
12.
this
That's
That's a
misses.
miss.
Yep. So
Is the horse running away?
the horse, not yet. It's going to. On
I didn't know
the
if they went on the same turn.
no, I
Okay.
I split them. The rider used his action to dash to force the animal to move.
Oh, okay.
Right. That horse goes running by. If you want to try to punch that one, the horse and rider go riding. past
Attack of
you.
opportunity.
Yeah, they're
Punch
gonna
the
run
horse.
past me.
Yeah.
Punch
Okay,
that
then.
horse.
I mean,
Yeah.
Punch
they're
that
also
horse.
they're also gonna
Punch that
run
horse.
past Evan. They run past you. Nope, that's it. Yeah. you
Okay.
can ma-
Does it have to be unarmed, or if I'm holding the weapon?
can use the
I
weapon.
swing?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Are you attacking the horse or
I'm gonna
the
attack the
rider?
horse. I'm gonna go for
Where
the
you are, you can
horse's
still try to
legs
attack.
Great.
with the other end of the cord.
With the
it's
staff
the-
end.
Yeah,
Okay.
Also, why we don't want to move out of combat sometimes because
it's the same. It's a 17.
17 hits. Yeah.
Cool.
it's a thing you learn as you go. It's like,
Which is this one. Yeah, it's gonna be 8 damage.
The horse is vulnerable to bludgeoning damage,
Yes.
so you double that to 16.
Nice.
You shatter
didn't know
its
that.
Yeah,
you
it.
shatter its
Yeah.
ribs and break off the hip
With your
of
punch?
it with his staff.
No, with
Oh,
my,
man, I
I'm
thought you still
literally
punched that
beating
also.
a dead horse with a stick right now.
yeah. Just sort
I
of
can-
baseball
I'm using
swing.
the other
fake
end of
hurl
the-
through
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
Eh.
beautiful.
Yeah,
It's an
and
offhand swing.
shatters the bones.
cool.
So there you go. That is it for the
So
gas
that's
of
the leader.
Cydia.
unarmed strike is considered
All right,
bludgeoning.
in an attempt to get everyone
guess
back
what I'm
up and ready to go, I cast the fog cloud spell.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Nice.
Do you know what the area of fog cloud is?
20. Sphere of 20.
Sphere of 20 feet.
Yes.
Okay, so that is enough. Where you place it, you can catch. You'll still be out of it, and
Yeah.
and you, because you're out,
Yeah.
and you're in the back. I'll say you can catch the remaining gas
Okay.
that are in there, and the people that are in melee with them, as the area becomes heavily obscured in fog. So that is it. Let me double check something. For my spell app thing. Heavily obscured. Last duration. If you are heavily obscured, we're going to call it 3/4 cover. So +5 to your armor class.
Nice. But are we
fine.
hitting a disadvantage?
It's not disadvantage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Be in the fog. Hey, you can hide now.
Yeah.
You can Mask of the Wild now.
I'm already hiding.
Gone. Like, yeah, but now
does
you
not apply.
disappear entirely.
That does not apply to Yvonne and myself, though.
You are.
I'm
well,
on the wall.
you're on the wall.
Right,
You guys
yeah.
are not in the fog cloud. Anybody that is in the fog cloud is heavily obscured.
Right.
So I'm going to call it 3/4 cover. So that'll be a +5 AC that goes for the gas as well.
Mhm.
You know where they are. They are not invisible. So
Good.
it's not at advantage or disadvantage. Just things are harder to hit.
Okay.
But as are we, so that's
yeah.
good.
Right.
When you guys are attacking things in the cloud, it is still because they are in there. They're difficult to see.
Right. Yeah. So
Makes sense.
so do I add 5 to my armor class currently
Not
as
until
well?
you get
Not
in
until
the
I get
cloud.
in it. Got it. Thank you.
Yep.
Got it. Be in the cloud. Get armor.
Yes.
Yep.
Be one with the cloud.
Okay.
Be one with the cloud.
Naria, you're up next.
All right.
Do you want to get in the cloud and get armor?
Be one with the cloud. I'm one with the fog. The fog is with me.
Well, what I'm gonna do? Who's the closest person to me?
You saw the horses.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was not worded correctly. Of my party.
Of your party? Probably Ruby? Oh, no, you went charging in at the leader, so Quill.
Perfect.
Quill's right there.
So I'm going to.
So you are in the cloud.
So I am in the cloud.
You are in the cloud. I have
All right. Woo. So then that's +5. 22. Woo. I'm just gonna grab Quill's arm and go, please make sure she doesn't do anything stupid. And then I'm gonna chug the rest of my flask.
Okay.
I think
Kinda
you said something, I
like-
would have hit you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
chug the rest of my flask.
Who are you worried about doing something
Kinda.
stupid specifically? That's anyone here.
You're gonna have to find out, buddy.
You just hear a sigh.
So
We've seen it.
I'm gonna like crick my neck and be like, "Well, this is new, fantastic!" And then I'm gonna charge a short sword right at the leader.
All right, do it.
Is this a Jekyll and Hyde situation?
I don't know, is it?
I love it so much.
That is an unnatural 20,
Hits.
Oh.
Even with the improved armor class.
and that's what did I get here? 6 points of damage. And then I'm gonna take my bonus action and punch him in the face.
And you hear the body thud on the floor before you can.
Oh, yes!
I'm gonna swing anyway and be like, "Ha!" And then just kind of
Are you
go
gonna punch
from
me in
there.
the face?
Do I end up punching Quill in the face?
No.
Great.
What are you?
Well, you're a lot taller than me, so I'd probably just get you in the
I just-
torso.
Shoot!
So is the other guy.
All right.
Skeleton. That's true. Yeah.
That's gonna end my turn.
That sounds good. Yvonne.
I am going to cast Frostbite on one of the remaining evil tongue guys.
Okay.
Please and thank you. And that is a I don't have to make an attack, he just has to make a con saving throw.
Do you have to be able to see him?
You said we could, right? They're not invisible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. What save? Con save?
Yes.
Con save fails.
Good, excellent. 1d6 of cold damage, and he has disadvantage on his weapon attack rolls for cold damage.
Ooh.
Disadvantage on those rolls.
Okay.
I would like to use my bonus action to how far away are all of them from me now?
All of who?
The pool of people in the fog.
15 feet.
Cool. I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash another 15 feet up the rope.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
and I'm just prepping for.
Okay.
I would like to and then start letting out. I'm standing
What
there.
was the damage?
It was 4 points.
Thank you.
So I'm dashing up, and then I'm gonna start unwrapping my arm, but still holding on, and I'm gonna hold on one hand and then hold on with the slack.
Okay.
Because I'm prepping something.
Oh, okay.
I need the room.
So the horses that had not been ridden away yet turn and begin to flee the cleric of death and Ouijas.
Even though I'm paralyzed.
Even though you are paralyzed.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
how powerful I am.
that's right. Your fearsome stature
Yeah.
still
Terrifying.
drives away horses.
Flame eyes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I know.
The flame eyes
Still
continue to
running away.
flicker even though you
Yay!
are not moving.
3 feet can't move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I always like to picture it as like when Superman gets mad and those red
Yes.
smoke comes up.
Yeah.
That's what I
Ooh, I
picture.
like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make me mad.
As the horses go running by, you've already made your attack of opportunity. You can make an attack of opportunity against a horse.
Oh, I'm definitely going
Yeah, go for it. Roll it.
to. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna punch this sucker.
No, you're not.
Sure you are.
I got an 8.
Yeah, the fog,
No, you're not.
I do. Nope.
it's thick fog.
Fair
We'll
enough.
blame the fog.
Always blame the fog.
And I don't know if it's relevant, but if they've taken damage, like once they've taken damage, they're no longer turned. It does say that.
Oh, okay. I think the only thing that has taken damage since you turned it got shattered.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay,
Oh, is that horse
perfect.
out?
Yeah, that horse
Oh,
is.
okay, cool.
Yeah. The one that you
I figured
baseball
it was just
swung
running
with the
without
club.
ribs. It's already dead.
No, that
They keep
one
going.
is down and out.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's your horse skull.
So,
You have no idea what I'm talking
Ruby, at the end of your turn, you can make another Constitution save.
You skipped me.
I did?
Oh, no.
I apologize. Evan.
It's okay. There are 2 horses, 2 riders left. Is that what we're getting?
There are 2 riders that are up and fighting. Everything else has begun to flee.
Okay, cool. So one of the riders, I will.
That's the one that hopped off his horse right next to you to
Cool.
try to.
I will turn to where I think he is in the fog, and I'll be like, "You gross motherfucker! I don't like your tongue. It is way too long and creepy."
Are you using
Cutting
vicious
words?
mockery? Okay.
I don't have cutting words yet. Yeah, vicious mockery. With save, please.
Fails.
Cool.
Good. Well,
It's
yeah.
like, hey.
Hey.
I'm proud of this
really
tongue.
self-conscious about my tongue.
Yeah.
Are you?
This is the one next to Ruby.
Okay.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever. That's 3
3.
points of psychic damage and disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Okay.
So that's
Got
two
it.
of them at disadvantage. Nice.
The only two still fighting.
Yes.
All right, Evan, I skipped Ruby. Quill, you got the leader right in front of
Wait,
you.
did you roll your
Wait, is,
Oh, make your save.
Save.
Con
Yeah.
is
save.
the leader still up?
And it's con. I'm
I
sorry.
thought that was
No.
when she.
Ooh.
Oh, I get to re-roll, right? Because I'm lucky.
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Hooray.
Good.
Nice.
9, and I'm sorry, what's it con?
Con.
10.
That's what you need. You feel your muscles come back to you. I apologize. With the leader down, there's only one. There's only one active.
Well, and he's at
combatant.
super disadvantage.
Oh.
Right.
Extra
Can
disadvantage.
I get to?
You can get to him. You absolutely can.
Cool.
Yeah. You go sort of feeling through the fog cloud, and when you
Alright.
hear the.
Cool.
You realize, oh yeah, that's the guy. I
Oh,
want.
that's not one of my friends.
I mean,
Yeah.
it could be, but you're fairly certain that it's not.
No, she's holding on to my arm. I know she is.
I've let go of you.
Yeah, but I know
she
where
held
you-
on.
yeah.
Yeah, you know spatially.
It was-
Who knows
it.
though?
you were just allowed to be assuming it was making that noise. All right, I'm gonna swing the glaive at him. That is not gonna hit. Yeah, oh, that's gonna be a 12.
Okay.
She gave it the
No.
old college try.
No, but then I'll spend a key point and do flurry of blows.
Let's do it.
So it's 2.
Your key points are marbles. I never realized that.
I know, that's awesome.
That's so wonderful.
I know.
That's gonna be 13.
Oh,
Miss.
it was almost
Yeah, it's gonna be like a 12, or
Miss.
if not even a 12 and 11. Gosh darn it!
You tried.
It's really
Okay.
hard, the rolls, man. I just want to.
I just want to.
The ghast spins and at disadvantage is going to try to attack. Actually, no, because you didn't hit it. It's going to continue to try to hit you.
Okay.
Because as far as it remembers, you're paralyzed.
Oh, okay.
It hasn't-
Just
It
play
has-
dead and pretend you're still
So
paralyzed.
So, but it is at disadvantage.
Is it
Yeah, it
disadvantage
is.
for me?
No, no, no.
No, from
Oh,
both
okay.
of
You're
us
all
hitting
in
it
the
with
same
disadvantage.
area.
though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys had hit things with
We're all
disadvantage.
within like the 5 feet thing.
So that is 7 plus 5, 13?
No,
12,
that
12.
misses.
Misses.
Nice.
There you go. You
Yes,
are
so I
nice.
have 19.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
So yeah, you feel the whoosh of the blade come whipping past you
You're shorter
as
than
you
you
duck out of the way.
Yeah,
Obsidian.
yeah.
You can see these shadows moving in the fog that you had.
Where was I?
What?
You went
Okay, I thought that I was before the gas should have got. I couldn't remember. Sorry. I just
you went
felt like-
before the horses.
That was it. Okay, there were different things.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yep.
you. That's what I was confused by.
Yep,
Like,
you went
Okay,
way
thank you.
way long time ago.
It's you, then me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I cast the magic missile spell.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Would you like
Nice.
to roll your 3d4 plus 1?
Yeah.
2 plus 1, so 3.
And
roll it 3
you
times.
do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why he gave you the extra one.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
No, you're fine.
And then 2 is 5, and 2 is 7. 7.
That's showtime.
You get to describe how you kill it now.
Yeah.
Alright, so since I've been using my magic this whole time, I really want to feel like I'm a part of it. So I walk over, I rip out his spinal cord. and I'm like, that was fun.
As
to play!
yeah, so
Oh,
so the magic missiles don't. You cast the spell, you drop the staff into the ground, and they don't immediately surge to their target. They sort of spiral around you as you make this approach, and just as you reach out, they coalesce right around your hand and shatter the rest of the bones as you hold this spinal cord. The ghoulish flesh goes flying as the Dragon Age blood spray of Black Ichor it pretty much covers the entire cloud. So the only person
Great.
spared is
Hello. Hello.
You can hear those horses that had escaped, that were turned, continuing to ride. And as you guys, the gates have sort of opened, you can see this dead city. Undead creatures, some acting out this facsimile of life, performing menial tasks. You can see down the way like a blacksmith sharpening a stick on a wet stone. These horses are tied in place at the gates and are pulling at them. Another set of skeletal horses. It is a necropolis in the purest sense of the word. You are not immediately seen or noticed, but you do know that just by having real flesh, your presence is a disruption here.
I would like to, since I'm already partway up the wall, instead of Errol Flinning in like I was going to, I climb the rest of the way up.
Okay.
And I've been instructed specifically that when it's most inconvenient for me, which would be now, I get my call.
Okay.
She's watching.
Okay. So I won't do a Jewish grandmother then.
No, you gotta do her voice. Like, hang on.
Hi, hello.
Yes.
Have you heard from your uncle? He hasn't responded. I know you can hear me. Where are you?
Please not now, Mum. Just know I'm alright, and I've sent word to keep an eye out for his ship. But I haven't heard from him either. And now's really not a good time, but know that I love you. Okay, thanks, bye!
Echo, what are you doing? Who are you with?
The person you are trying to reach is no longer available. Please call back later. Climb.
Those are her two casts of it.
And after I know that she can't hear me anymore, it's I love you too, Mum. And I wrap up my grappling hook and tuck it back away, and I'm watching from the battlements all the dead city of fuck.
You don't get to.
Oh, I fuck don't get to!
As you're distracted and you climb over the edge of the battlements and you start pulling up your rope.
Thanks, Mum!
You realize that there are more undead Ghast Centurions on the battlements.
Have I already unhooked the grappling hook?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah. You were telling Mom bye. And you started curling that up.
Hello?
Need you to roll initiative.
Hi, hello!
Let's all roll initiative.
Oh, damn it!
You know.
I have a 1.
I do too!
Great.
What's your dex?
Doesn't matter.
Who rolled the highest?
I have a 17.
17 is probably the highest. You guys don't really know what's going on, so for now, as you're wrapping up this fight, is there anything specific that you would have wanted to do? There are some swords on the ground, there's some armor, if you guys want to scavenge in the bodies, or as you sort of see this necropolis open up, are you going to like run for cover? What's your initial goal here?
I mean, are the swords in good shape? They must not be.
The swords and the armor are actually in decent shape. They have not. They are well preserved for being on dead people. This is unlike other reanimated corpses where all of that stuff is sort of decayed and rotted away. You can see that there is this eerie imitation of a town of life. So are they pristine? No, but they are still usable.
Okay.
You could probably at least smelt it down for the metal.
Fair enough. What kind of swords are they?
Long swords.
Okay.
2 of them, 2 suits of leather armor, and with 1 dead horse, 1 set of horse barding, leather horse barding.
Also a horse skull.
Yes, I definitely want the horse skull.
And so you go over to the horse skull. I'm just gonna go around.
So the captain is right there at my feet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I would like to perform rites of the dead
You start to do
on
so.
him just to see what I'm going to kind of alert Sulfurios.
Okay.
Hey, you could come get this guy.
Okay.
See if anything happens.
Sounds good. Evan.
Um,
The fog cloud is still persisting until you dismiss it. Just to let
no,
you
so
know.
they haven't necessarily seen us yet because we're in the fog cloud.
Correct.
Yeah. I do want to look for a place to kind of watch them. If there's a place that I can like
Make a
hide.
perception check.
17.
Okay. Yeah, the building to the right looks like it used to be a storefront. And where you see small bits of motion in some of these other places where these corpses or skeletons sort of shamble about their life, there is no movement in that particular building.
Okay.
It's a low, squat building, not very big, but it does have windows that you think you could sort of peek and peer out of. You can see scattered bones along the front steps, which you suspect may be... also, it's the first place, so anybody that made it past the gate and tried to raid here might have stopped there first.
I'll head there.
Worshipper of Weejas. So you're going to run out of the cloud right now? Out of the cloud you run. Yeah, it's probably another turn to get there.
Okay.
Ruby.
How does everybody look? The party.
As far as you can tell in the fog cloud, they're sort of shadowy figures at this point.
Yeah.
Unless they're right next to you. Evan, how did you look before you went running away?
I was bruised, but I
Okay.
was not bloody.
Bruised but not bloody.
Okay.
Kill yourself, man.
I, from what you can sort of piece together of the battle, I think you got it worse than
Okay.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will do not that. Sorry. I'll cure wounds.
Okay, what
on
level?
Myself. Cure wounds level 1, and so I get 1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier. So 5.
Okay.
I couldn't re-roll a 1 on that, could I?
No, it's
Okay,
on it's
that
on a
makes sense.
D20 roll.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay. The I'm letting the Centurions go first because they saw you climb
Yeah,
up.
no, that's fair.
So,
Hi,
they,
hello.
they're slightly more ready for you. The two of them come charging over with their finger wrapped in slathered blades, and you actually watch as one splits his snake-like tongue across the blade, coating it in this ichor. 19 and 18.
I cast shield and they miss.
Okay. How many spell slots do you have left?
I've only used
You've used
today. No, that was frostbite is a cantrip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
One.
I've only used one. I only used ice next, so I have one left after this.
Great.
Yeah.
So yes.
Wait. No, this is my last one.
This is your last
that's
one.
It. I've used 2.
Great. So they come rushing up, and the swords both would be piercing your skin, except for this spectral energy, this orb surrounds you.
Clam.
Okay. Obsidia.
I sense that Yvonne is in trouble, and so I go to her to see if I can help.
Sure. You, because you were just sort of outside and you saw her climbing up. Mm-hmm. And when you don't see her come around the corner, you kind of start to worry. So you make your way back. Give me a perception check.
Is there a stairwell up here, by the way?
Not that you've had a
See?
chance
Okay,
to
yeah.
see.
It's 13.
There, you do see up at the top of the battlement, fighting happening. So you can see that. They're about 500 feet up. No, 50 feet up.
Thank you.
What?
Sorry.
I was like, whoa.
Sorry.
That's
I was-
like, wait, how are we gonna get up there?
50.
It was a 5 and 0,
50.
50. So they are within range of, I think, all your spells. So if you want to attack them, you can.
Look really quick.
Firebolt is 120, I believe. Magic Missile is 120. Scorching Ray, I think, is 120.
Yeah, most
as
of those
well.
are going to be.
Yeah.
They're ranged.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
All right, I'll do Scorching Ray then.
Okay. So you make 3 attack rolls.
3.
So you roll a d20.
This one.
Yep. We'll do them one at a time. And you're going to add, what is your charisma modifier?
It's
4.
It's a +6.
So you get a +6. So add 6 to that.
That's 6. All right, my first one's then 9.
9 misses. Add your, roll a second one.
Ooh, natural 20.
Nice!
Awesome.
Atta girl.
And roll a third one.
19 plus 4
Plus-
is 23.
Nice.
Plus
+6.
6.
Yeah.
25. Yeah,
Nice.
definitely hits. So the damage on Scorching Ray is... Looking it up. Scorching Ray, 2d6. So, because you rolled a natural 20, you critical hit. So the first one, you gather up the fire, you hurl it with hand or staff, and it splashes off of the battlement. You're like, no, I can do this better. The next one pings the ghast right in the side of its temple. Roll 2d6.
Okay.
The square.
Here, let's give you one. That's a 6. The
Nice.
clock is a 6.
That's a
she got 2
six?
sixes.
2 sixes.
Nice.
And because it's a critical hit, you get to double that.
She just rolled
That
max
is
damage.
24 points of damage.
Hell yes!
So with one shot, the gassed centurion, his skull, his helmet comes flying off, and the remainder of his skull lights aflame, and you can see his tongue like a fuse ignites and traces down. He falls out dead.
I shout, thank you!
Yeah, you just one-shotted that
Yeah,
dude.
you did.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you hit with the second one, so roll 2d6 again.
5 total.
5 total. Okay. That guy you hit, it's not the instant death that the previous
Yeah.
one is, but so few times they are. That's your turn.
Okay.
Back around. You can, you guys see this light show through the fog.
Do I get
as-
to go?
Oh, yes, you
Thank
do.
you. How wide is this ledge that we're on? Battlements.
15 feet.
Okay, how close? I'm right on the edge, obviously.
Yeah.
Is one of them right next to me now? Because
Yeah.
they came at me?
Yeah.
Can I...
One
I
of
would-
them's dead.
Good. The other one, I would like to try to push off.
Make an
behind me,
athletics
please.
check.
Thank you.
And then
That
make him our problem.
That
That
one
is a
just tried to
show.
jump off
Hoping
too.
that he'll die on the crash. That's nice. Athletics?
Athletics.
Nice. That is an 18.
18. Yep, that is a 9. You push him off the edge. He is going to try to...
That's a long way down.
That is. So that is
50
5d6.
feet, correct? That's how tall this one
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
It's 5d6, yeah.
5d6
Ow.
of damage.
Yes.
I'll just reroll some of these. So that is 6, 10 plus 7, 17 points of damage.
Oh, good. And he's prone.
Well, given the 5 points he took earlier,
Hey, thanks.
he comes falling off the edge of the building. You can hear him sort of slather and then as his weird undead flesh sort of goes flat frog on the pavement.
Yes.
Kind of oozing out of its armor.
Oh, good. Since that's technically an attack,
Mm-hmm.
can I then throw a dagger for a bonus action? Because I can only do it if I attack.
There's nothing around.
There were only 2?
There were only
Oh,
2.
I thought there were more up there.
No.
Never
Well,
mind then.
that-
I was imagining like 5 of them. You just
Well-
said there are more, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, there were 2 on watch.
Oh,
as
good.
you glance up and down, there are sort of guard jacks on these battlements, and right over the gate there is another like guard, I don't know, cave, outlook, post, whatever, something
Never
like
mind.
that. So there may be more inside the
course,
buildings,
yeah, that's
but in immediate view there were
Good.
those 2.
Then I'm gonna look down and can I look for stairs down?
You do not see stairs down. You suspect they may be inside those guard huts.
Can I stealth up to this closest guard hut over the gate?
Yeah.
Can I listen? See if there's anybody in there.
Make a stealth check.
Ugh.
You guys have seen
14.
at this point the light show of scorching ray bursting against the walls, and you've heard the.
That's a 14 on stealth.
Okay.
And perception?
Yeah.
Ooh, hello. 21 on perception.
Okay. You do hear at least one more ghast inside.
On break. Just on his break.
You also realize that there can be no stairs inside the guard shack over the gate because it's over the gate.
Oh, I was imagining not directly over. I was thinking it would be like off the one that. Okay, it's fine. That was my bad for imagining it wrong. I was hoping because like whoever's in charge of the winch should be nearer to a stair on either side of the gate, theoretically.
They call
Like-
down.
They just call down. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it just got it. That's what I was picturing. Then I'm gonna just back away from that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the other one.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find a stairway down so I can keep the grappling hook.
Sure.
I'm gonna go to the next guard shack then.
Okay.
And stealth and
Okay.
listen.
Make a stealth check.
14.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Uh, 9.
It's quiet, but is it quiet because there's nothing in there, or is it quiet because you just didn't hear it?
The eternal question.
Amen.
And yet I have to get down. And I don't want to waste my grappling hook. Because that's why I climbed back up in the first place. So I'm gonna go in.
Okay.
But drawn.
Okay. What are you guys doing while she's?
Trying to find a way down.
I would immediately like to head over to the
Yeah.
kind of sound.
Yeah. It is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Frogging out of the armor.
Frogging out of the
That's
armor.
so gross.
You're welcome.
While I'm over there, because I grabbed the horse skull, I would like to first kind of smear in the black ichor kind of into my face.
Okay.
And then while I'm walking, just toss the horse jaw wherever.
Okay.
And then put the rest of it on my head.
Whoa.
And then kind of tie my
Like
hair into it. So that way.
Cubone style.
Yeah, pretty much.
Marowak.
Yeah, but not as cute at
No,
all. Like
no,
fucking
yeah.
horrible.
Oh yeah.
Well, I had the jaw, but I threw it. I got rid of
Okay.
it. Who knows? Maybe we'll get more bones. I would like to go up to this gross pile
Sure.
and crack its jaw open,
Okay.
pull its long tongue, and
Okay.
chop it off for myself.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
A trophy. A drunken trophy.
Good. Quill, what are you up
Right.
Is there anything happening to the
to? What?
to the captain's body in front of me? Is there any noticeable? Like nothing. I can't sense anything. Okay.
I mean, you've also only been doing rites for, well, I mean, maybe a minute at this point, but
I thought you were gonna be like in my lifetime. And I'm
Make-
like, I don't like 20 years.
You're like,
I know how to do it.
make a
You're not
religion
good at
check.
it.
Oh, that's gonna be a 19.
You feel an odd bit of detachment from Sathrios, as though his reach is prevented from entering here. Evan, anything special you are up to?
yeah, I'm in that weird shack.
Okay.
I'm trying to get there.
You did go rushing over to the weird shack. Make a stealth check.
Great. That's gonna work out well. 14.
Okay. There are some undead things further up the street, and it's a little freaky getting closer to them, but they don't seem disturbed by you. You get inside the door, which is unlocked. You can see that there are old, dusty goods in here. Looks like this was sort of a general store, a first stop for traders, people coming in or out. Not a lot of weapons, old food stocks and supplies that are long since past the point of being rotted. Like they're just they don't smell
They're just
anymore.
petrified.
It's just it's either petrified or like it's back to being dirt or silt. Like it's been that long. So yeah, it's not gross. It's more like mummified at worst. Like it's just really old and weird.
Juicy.
Would you like to search about the place?
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically, I mean, looking for anything, but specifically looking for any surviving documents or books or something
Sure.
that might possibly have been there. Nope. That would be a 9.
Okay. Negative, Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Ruby.
Would it be possible to pray to Ouijas, maybe do like a religion check or something? I'd like to figure out how they came to be undead, if it's by their choosing or someone
Sure.
else did it.
Sure.
Okay.
Make a religion check.
Okay. 17.
You feel oddly detached from Ouija's here. That death holds no sway in this place.
Death holds no sway in this necropolis. Okay.
That's weird.
That is weird.
We're an uncropolis.
You guys, I might have been wrong about this. This might be my bad.
You can't see Quill in the fog. He can hear you.
The fog is beginning to dissipate at this point. It's been.
She
probably
catches
a
you
minute
mid eye
or
roll.
more.
It's like, oh, they can see me now.
It's like a slow, like, stand up because I was crouching next to the body.
I've gone in.
You have gone in. Inside, there is arrow slits, there are old bows, and there is a trap door.
Oh.
And then another door that leads to the other side.
Is there
this
anything else
shack.
worth pilfering here?
You can make an investigation check if you want to try to dig into it deeper than that.
Like, is there, like, are there desks, are there drawers, are there shelves? Is there anything that looks like it might hold something?
No.
Then no, I'm just gonna take the trapdoor.
Great.
Yeah, good. I don't have to roll for the trapdoor. It's a trapdoor.
It's a trap door.
I would like.
What'd you roll for the
Yeah. You start descending the trap door.
Good, excellent.
Down the stairs you go, taking them a few at a time.
Just sliding down the banister, actually, if I can.
that you want to make a deck save?
No,
Sure.
fine.
Okay. You make it to the bottom, and there's another door that leads out.
My friends,
You're about
a little bit farther.
Yeah, I'd say about 50 feet
Alright, that's fine.
from the gate.
I'm gonna-
50 feet or so.
I'm gonna stealth along the wall that way.
Yeah, before you go, make an investigation check.
Good. Ooh, that's not bad at all. 22.
Okay. There is something odd about the bottom of the banister. And as you begin to investigate it, you can see some mechanical parts. Takes you probably a minute
Yeah.
to sort of sit there and figure that out.
But I will.
Great. Obsidia, what are you up to?
Okay, well, I've just noticed that she's now back
Yeah,
outside.
she went.
Yeah.
And you see her disappear into the other garden.
I'm just
You haven't seen
I'm
her
the
come
best
out.
silent
Oh,
movie
okay.
ever,
Yeah.
guys. I'm just like, death, death, death.
Yeah. The Benny Hill theme
Yeah,
should
before
be
I
playing.
disappear into the next door, I look down at the crowd and I'm like,
Of the armored, like, horses and creepy dudes that we've, killed, essentially. Of the armor that they had on, could I investigate if any of that is worth keeping and selling?
Yeah, absolutely. The leather armor it's still functional.
Okay.
And a lot of this stuff is so old, you suspect that collectors, it's in decent condition. You might be able to sell it to the right people just for historical purposes. So,
Okay.
yes, and at the very least, the material is worth money.
Okay.
So you want to start stripping the body?
Yeah.
There you go. You begin to. You can write down one suit of ancient leather armor, one ancient longsword.
So that's
Thank
3
you.
total.
Yes. What are the rest of you guys up to? We don't need to go around the table at this point. I think
How
we're-
long is this tongue?
Are
Oh my god, girl.
you gonna make a scarf?
Like this long?
Yeah.
I'm gonna attempt to
knew
wear
it.
it as a
I
scarf.
knew it.
Okay. Okay.
I like this version of her.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is drunk.
I'll allow it. What else
It's not
is
a
going?
very graceful scarf.
It is
It's a little-
not.
It's got like wings. Like it's not.
It's more like you gotta. It's like a choker. You kind
I'll
of.
wear it as an ascot.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
Classy.
When we have our
Right over.
cosplay episode, I'm gonna need you to cosplay this version
Mhm.
specifically of
Yes.
Noria.
Done. Don't even tempt
When we
me.
hit 200
Yes.
subscribers, folks.
I'll have a horse head
No,
on my
not 200
head.
subscribers. 200 followers.
200
Sorry.
followers.
200 followers.
Smell? I'm just curious as Caitlin.
You've got it all over you. You should smell you.
No, the tongue itself.
No.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Hmm.
You want to smell it?
I'm not near you. This is Caitlin that's asking.
Oh. Still, you want to smell it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Smells like death.
Did I find anything on the body of the captain? Like in
Captain.
His armor is a little more ornate. It has embellishments. That's what really sets it apart. But as far as different gear, nothing.
Doesn't have like keys or anything.
No, because there are no
Like-
locks on the
Okay.
gate. It's they're barred.
Okay.
So yeah, nothing.
Yes, they are. Cool. That's a really bad joke. I'm sorry. Bard.
Bard.
Aw.
No. Okay.
I have too much time with Kitty. It's fine.
Yeah,
Aw.
that's he's rubbing it up on all of us. Thanks, Keith.
Ooh, what are you up to?
Can I like wave at them because they probably didn't see where I went?
Sure.
I'll like pop out and I'll be like, guys, over here. Yeah. Well, is the fog still there?
It's no.
Oh, fog's gone.
Fog is dissipated
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I was like, wait,
I'll
is the
stealth
fog?
over.
So you guys are sort of standing in the open
I'll
gate,
stealth
Yeah.
over to
I'll
her.
Just
stealth
saying,
over
just-
as well.
wandering around.
Looking
Well, we're covered in
suspicious.
goo, so now we look dead too,
That's
right?
well, I don't know.
And I have a
You can
horse
try
head
it.
on my head.
Smell
You
dead.
smell dead. Yeah.
I'll stealth over to her.
Okay.
I will as well.
So you see them starting to go. Ruby, are you gonna go with them?
I want to kind of like observe the undead.
Mhm.
Since I can't appeal to my goddess, could I do like a investigation or arcana, like just being sort of someone who specializes in necrotic
Yeah.
magic?
I'll give you an Arcana check. Yeah.
Okay. Nat 20.
Yes. Yes, undead queen.
The type of necrotic energy that is here, while we just specializes in death, undeath is especially abhorrent because it undermines the natural order.
Right.
For a magical effect this strong to permeate for this long, there has to be either a or multiple physical embodiments, artifacts, beacons that are forcing this energy to spread through the air. It is strong. Seems to get stronger towards the center of the city or just deeper into the city from what you can tell. But you are unsure what would have that effect. But you know that it has to have a physical form. There is no ritual you could perform at the moment to dispel it, but were you to destroy those or acquire them or turn them off, or there's something along those lines.
Would my detect magic still be in effect?
It's 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. It is still in effect.
Do I see?
The air glows in sort of in very thin sort of drips of light. It's as though it's a mist or a fog of necrotic energy. The transmutation magic that you were sensing earlier seems to be focused around the physical objects, the buildings, the walls.
Huh.
That there is a bit of transmutation magic used to preserve the physical items. with your, what's your intelligence?
12. I'm +1.
That's fine. You can surmise that the undead and this odd pantomime of false life, that were they to lack those daily objects or those things that give them distraction or purpose, for lack of a better word, that then they would begin to go mad or begin to behave the way traditional undead are. That's the purpose of the transmutation magic, preserving the city, preserving the wheels and the tools and all of these things. That if they broke, if they were unable to continually perform this task, right, then you suspect there would be this horde of zombies and ghosts roaming the city or pouring out of it, but they've been locked in this perpetual state because in their undeath they can't tell the difference. They may not know that they are undead.
Okay. Can I kind of try to get closer to them and relay this information?
Yeah, Obsidia, you see Ruby's for the last one out, and you see her deep in thought for a few minutes, and she's kind of looking around, and then you see her sort of like pipsqueak hop up and like take off chugging, and you kind of look around, and you're like, oh, everybody left me.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you want to follow suit?
Yeah.
Great. Off you go. You come looking around. Looks like there are further stairs that descend beneath the city. You get to the mechanical piece that is here, and you look down the stairs. You wouldn't be able to look terribly far though, as it looks like the under catacombs are not affected by the same whatever's preserving stuff above the ground.
Oh.
So that has those sort of caves and stairs are decrepit and falling apart.
Okay.
Seems unsafe, but you suspect that there is something under the city that is of interest or importance.
Can I?
And it had to have been for guard use. Like this
Yeah.
is.
Can I tell if that mechanism has been used recently?
No,
they don't use it.
they do not.
All right, I'm gonna lock it back up.
Okay.
Knowing now how to undo it again.
Sure.
And go catch up with the group.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to catch up with them
Hey.
relatively easy.
Thank you, by the way. That was lovely. Good display.
We gotta stick together, right?
More or less. Speaking of together, something. This place is a bit odd. Yes.
Very much.
I'm not
so.
the only one who feels like that. It's not your typical terrifying horde of undead.
No.
Good.
And I've relayed the information though.
Good.
I've
Excellent.
gleaned.
There's I found something in the guard stairwell that leads beneath the city, but it's aged completely. It's fallen apart. There's something, catacombs or caves or something under that I think might be worth. If that's all fallen apart, perhaps there's no undead we'd have to contend with down there. Perhaps we can traverse the city safer if we can go below.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth the shortest worth looking into, I think.
We can find the center of the magic.
If that's what we have to do, absolutely.
When one does why that kept this way.
Perhaps they weren't meant to be. Perhaps it was magic that just outlasted its owner. Maybe they're meant to be preserved and then something else happened and no one is ever here to turn it off.
There's only one way to find out.
Go spelunking!
Yeah, but I think it was an act of mercy.
Maybe.
I have unseen servant. If you would like me to send my servant down the catacombs.
Can it communicate with us?
No.
Yeah, like I was like, it doesn't like it can tell us anything that it sees though.
No, but
Yeah.
fair enough.
Otherwise, yes, but I think we should observe whatever is down there.
I can mentally command it to light things.
So it could go ahead of us, maybe.
Yeah,
and
so-
light
yeah.
torches. Yeah, absolutely. Take it with us.
And then if it falls, we'll hear it.
We will, or no, it's unseen. I think it's also not.
Oh,
It's invisible.
It's like a ghost.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's invisible.
Okay.
Sorry.
But if we
Leave a
wanted
sneak
to,
attack?
rather than risk running foul of any more of those guards, we might want to. It didn't look like they used it at all. I explained how everything looked and what everything looked like, and I don't think it's. I think it may end up being safer than being up here. Of course, it could be entirely wrong, so I'd love to fill you all in and get a vote. Because I'm not sure what we're going to find.
I would like you guys to make investigation checks as you are.
Ugh.
Natural 20.
Yes.
It's the horse.
18.
16.
5.
You're welcome.
No, 7. But still.
Hold on.
13.
Okay.
Is that one just what you roll? Or...
Plus investigation.
Right there.
Okay, great.
So if you're not
17.
yeah.
17. Okay. You guys look around this general store. It looks like it has frequently been entered into and begun to be sort of looted or dealt with. There's a lot of things that are just out of place, but nothing that seems to be missing. You find a number of broken skeletal pieces.
And she armors herself in them.
beneath shelves, beneath tables, hidden and tucked away. Not in a purpose, but like somebody was trying to clean up here. And among those things, the clothes, as you start to piece things together, there are sections of clothing that is on display or folded to be sold. Traveler's clothes at first glance. But when you begin to look deeper into them, you can see there's a wide variety of styles. Some far more recent than others. And you begin to... I'll take a medicine check from everybody.
12.
19.
19 as well.
12.
Where is
17.
medicine?
You guys start to piece together.
That was really important that I got that out there, though.
You guys start to piece together that a lot of these skeletons were previous pirates or adventurers, people that would come here looking for fortune, and probably die. When they died, their stuff was simply put back into the general store in circulation. Their bones cleaned up as though they were just little more dirt. In and among the clothes and pieces that you find, you are able to piece together bits of gems, of buttons, of gold buckles, straps, things along those lines. Coming out of this store, you could sell this stuff for a decent amount of money that I'm about to tell you as soon as I open the right page on this.
While he's doing that, I'm going to strongly suggest, upon looking at all this, we go under, because if this is an effect that takes over the whole city, maybe they weren't killed, maybe they just settled into routine here and died.
Ooh. But nobody else. I don't know what accent that was.
We have no idea. We have
No one else has done that.
We don't know. That's the thing. He said every adventurer who comes here just disappears. We don't
Right,
know.
but we just found their bones. They're no longer
No, not their
wearing
bones, their
clothes.
stuff, right?
And
And
And their bones.
Oh, I thought it was just
Yeah.
their
They're
stuff. Sorry,
no longer
okay.
No,
wearing
it's
their
it's
bones.
their bones
Okay,
Their
that's
bones
got
either.
that.
They're
and their stuff.
It's
We-
still creepy.
I agree.
Leave
I think
that
we
here,
should
though,
go
and not
terrifying.
remain.
That's
Um,
fair.
Will
But
be remains.
yes, but either way, it's not good. Ugh.
I do not realize that I made
Well,
that
then my
joke.
other point is they've definitely been killed here. They haven't. So the alternate of that, still not good. Still things that want to kill us here, besides just those guards probably. And
We should definitely do that.
just my vote.
Well, it might not be as exciting as all the dead people. I think we should probably head south as well.
Yeah, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of exciting, magically speaking. But let's get to it in one piece. No,
After we gather the things.
of course. That's,
Mhm.
I'm always one for looting.
You end up gathering bits, bobs, and pieces, we will call them. A total value of 550 gold pieces.
Nice.
Partly for their age, you're going to have to find an appropriate vendor or seller for these older artifacts.
So 550.
They will take the books as well.
550. Correct.
I hope you get rid of
There
this.
is, however, two interesting bits that you find in and among the stuff. Ruby, with your detect magic still in effect, you identify a cloak that is has a magical enchantment upon it. It is a cloak of protection. That is a +1 to armor class and +1 to your saving throws. Does require attunement. It is a simple grayish black that looks a little worn. You would never suspect that it has a bit of enchantment, at least not from the outside. On the underneath side, you can see this fine gold inlay and this embroidery in the styling of like dragon scales.
Oh.
There is also found within a staff with the head of a python.
Damn, that's cool.
That really fit
Which-
your aesthetic.
Which I'm sure I say when I see it. That was just Dana who was excited about
Yeah.
the Python
She's
staff,
just
but
going
I
to make
mean...
one herself, isn't she?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I can use staffs, but some badass sorcerer who I believe we have just
Yeah.
met sure can.
Staffs are definitely right up my alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
It does require attunement. It can be used by a cleric, druid, or warlock.
Oh.
And you know what? I'll add sorcerer in there as
Woo!
well,
Yeah.
because I don't really understand why it would not be. I guess. I mean, if a warlock can use it, what's the difference?
If the warlocks can use it.
Yeah, come on.
Not wrong.
And essentially, it can turn into a giant snake.
Oh, sweet.
You have Jafar stuff.
Yes.
Does not require attunement.
Oh, nice.
Is not considered magical for the purposes of attack or defense. It's just something you can say the bonus action, cast the command word, throw it out, and it turns into Jafar's snake.
That is sick.
Sweet.
How giant of a
neat.
snake are we talking about?
Yeah.
Like actual Jafar from the end of that movie?
Yeah, we're doing
or
like
like
basilisk
Harry
level?
Potter?
Is it just the staff size?
Why?
Which Harry Potter?
Or like
Which
Nagini.
chamber are we in? The
Nagini?
one
Like, are we
Probably
talking
like
basilisk
Nagini.
or Nagini? One of them is far more useful.
That's fair.
So it is a giant constrictor.
Oh.
as
Nagini.
from the monster manual. Let's see what size category.
And what's that called?
It's just snake staff.
Staff of the Python.
Staff of the python.
So, giant constrictor snake is considered huge. So
Ah!
we're talking basilisk.
So we're talking
Yes! Yes!
Nice.
Can you make it eat people? Can you make it
You
easy?
mentally command
Say
it.
with,
If I'm
okay, I was like,
allowed
hold
to.
on. Does
Yeah.
it mention whether or not
Yeah, you can
command
control the
this?
Yeah.
snake.
Or is it just like,
Take
on the loose?
It'll attack anything I set it free.
Like, maybe we should, like,
It can eat things of small, or like she's dead. Like if it's
Oh,
just not
yeah.
commanded, it's
I don't
okay.
really
halfling. Like,
I
Yeah.
feel like we shouldn't leave it here.
It's a
We
nice
should
snack.
break it in half and then leave. Like if we couldn't control it.
oh yeah,
Sure.
but we
Like,
can.
we can,
So
yeah.
or you could
Shall.
just keep
But
the staff in a
trial and
cage.
error.
Like a terrarium.
She's gonna
We
try
have.
to
On your
get
turn,
it.
you can
Like,
mentally
oh,
command the snake if it is within 60 feet of you and you aren't incapacitated. You decide what action the snake takes and where it moves during its next turn. You can issue a general command, such as attack your enemies or guard a location. Snake is reduced to 0 hit points. It dies and reverts to the staff form. The staff then shatters and is destroyed.
Oh.
If the snake returns to the staff form before losing all its hit points, it regains all of them.
Can you command it?
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so you,
So you
command
got
it
to keep the
return.
snake alive and be careful, otherwise it's kind
It's
of
gone
dangerous.
forever.
Yeah.
Is there a
Yeah.
phrase or do you pick your own?
Your own. I think you pick your own.
It requires attunement, so with
Like
attunement, you
Ghost
would
Snake
figure out
Go would be
the
awesome.
phrase.
Nice.
I will get you a
What do you
fun
want?
phrase.
I
What do you
choose
want the
you.
Go
Sure.
snake go.
Go snake go.
What's Python spelled backwards?
Sure, I'll let you pick your own.
It's just gonna be Ekans or
Tribe.
something. It's
Yes.
yeah.
Well, that's snake.
no, that's
what I was saying.
snake
Well, we
and
need
cobra.
Python,
Hold on, no,
so-
I got it.
That's
That's
just what
like
it
not-
evolves
Yeah,
into.
not
Not tip.
not tip,
Not
not
tip.
tip.
N-O-H-T-Y-P.
Not tip.
Yeah.
Oh, very
That's
good,
no.
baby.
No
The
tip.
suggestion is activation phase. Hiss, motherfucker.
Yes.
Wait, I really like that.
That felt relevant. It's the one thing in the chat
Sure.
tonight I felt like needed to be brought up
I-
in the moment.
Amen.
I will
Yes.
let you guys. I will let you guys define your own.
Hiss, hiss.
I feel like that's
It's
gotta
like
be
a dodgeball.
Let's do it.
Yes.
With your bit of treasure that you have found, you guys realize that the sun has gone very low in the sky. It is beginning to set, and with that, you begin to see torches of night guards as the danger increases.
We do not want to spend the night in the
No.
Yeah.
Really?
No, we really don't.
Sure, it seems like oh so much fun.
Your sister told me not to let you do that.
My sister. Okay. I'm just gonna walk
We'll
away.
go with it.
You guys
Yeah, I'm gonna snag you by the collar.
travel
Keep you
back.
next to me.
to the ship. Takes you a few hours. You are careful to make sure that you are not pursued, as you realize that those horse riding centurions at night do guard the outside of the walls, as is their former habit. Although now there are 3 less of them,
5 lessons.
Because I killed the two
counting
up
the
top.
horse
Yeah.
ones. But yeah.
Yeah.
You guys return to Jeremy. Sailing back is pretty good. He's able to get you back in 10 days. So really good considering it's about 12 away. So
Go, Jeremy, go. There's undead.
you guys return on the 22nd of Champions. You will have some downtime on the boat to and from, a week apiece. So if you guys want to go to the Discord and we'll create
gonna start a downtime channel. Yeah, cool.
So we will discuss what downtime activities are happening there, and then we can also do roles for them when you post them. And we can talk about that, and then when we start our next game, we will have less lead in. So
Just to clarify, we get
Yes.
back to Drim Trosavar on the 22nd.
on the 22nd, so your next potential day for adventure is the 23rd.
Okay,
The
so I thought
Champions
that we
with
got
Champions
to the Empty Empire on the 21st of Champions.
That's what he said.
Oh yeah, we
But
did.
I don't think that's right because we left on the 7th.
Oh,
Did it take
We
us that
stopped for
long?
a day.
Well, we stopped
You-
for a few
We
days.
stopped
So
for
it
2
was-
days.
Yeah.
I apologize. So
we
I
left
thought
on
you
the
left
8th.
on the 3rd.
We left on the 8th.
Right. So it takes you
Right.
It takes you 14 days with the stop to get there,
Okay.
and then 10 days back. So that's 24 days, So that pushes you guys into the second of Exalt.
Thank
I was
you.
gonna say epic. I was like the thing that you
Exalt.
second.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. That would have bugged me.
Yeah.
No worries.
Second of Exalt.
Excellent.
Long journey.
Getting to fall, or is that the next month? This is the end. Last month of summer.
This is
correct?
the last month of summer. Correct. Okay.
All right.
Anything you guys would like to?
I would like to drop off my herbs.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Me
She
too.
is most impressed that you were able to recover them and preserve them. So she will be able to brew additional potions on a monthly basis. She will give you a discount. So I will normally it is 1d6 plus 1 times 10. So I will roll 2d6 and take the lower.
Nice.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
I'd also like to give her that sapling.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yes. Sounds good.
Garden.
And I want to check with Jeremy. Now he was sailing with us. I want to check with Akan
Mm-hmm.
and see if any word came in of the ship I was asking about.
We will discuss that next time.
Cool. Awesome.
Can
So,
I
yes.
see if I can sell the tiger pelt
Yeah,
or the head?
absolutely.
The claws
could I
and
try
the
and sell-
incisors?
Do
You
I wanna-
can.
Yeah, I'll
And
sell
more-
mine too.
and-
We'll go
The-
together.
yeah.
And Norda's
the-
books.
You are able to sell the tiger pelts. The pristine one you get 75 gold pieces for.
Nice.
Does that
And
include the claws and the incisors?
I'll give you another 25 for the claws and incisors.
Okay.
So make it around 100. For the mediocre one, about 50 gold pieces.
Stealing money.
Yeah.
I might be able to afford a healing potion eventually, guys.
You got this. You can do it. I believe in you.
And then can we sell those bits and bobs as well?
Yes.
Great.
You can
Information.
consider those sold. Tybalt's has decent contacts as far as historical or older artifacts.
When we
Books.
divide it all up, it would be
92.
91.6666 for each of us.
Say round up to 92.
If we, do we
92.
round up or round
Sure,
up?
cool?
Round up?
we can round it up to 92
Thank
gold
you.
pieces.
So
for all.
92 gold pieces. Perfect. Thank
Yes.
Sweet.
How much electrum? No, I'm kidding.
Get out.
Double it.
Huh.
Okay. So with that, we're gonna say goodnight for today. But if you like what you saw, we will be back Monday night at 7 p.m. for more Disasters in Danger, and we'll have. Is anybody back on Monday?
Only
I
Caitlin.
think I am, yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
So a whole different group. If you're interested in seeing the rest of the adventures, they go up on YouTube. We have recap shows coming. Do check us out on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, Patreon, and we'll see you soon.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.